All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Rambling Red Shirts. It's time. We're here. We are here, everybody, ready
And
to
we're red.
talk
We're
about
very red.
the red and all that stuff. So, anyway, we're here to bring you a bunch of goodies and news and bits here, and so yeah, lots of stuff to talk about and all that. So it'll be a good time. So. But yeah, welcome in Matthew, welcome in Ronnie J. Thank you all for coming by. As we got lots to talk about, as we haven't been here for a bit, and I feel like this news week has been just this week alone has been filled with a lot, and so definitely some stuff I'm excited to get into as we've had several stuff from D23 and uh, there's some interesting Star Wars articles to get into, some gaming stuff coming up, and so you know what, whole bunch of good to get into.
Sir.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
D23 Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, right. Sorry. Where everything's
The Portuguese D23.
Portuguese. Yes. But yeah. Well, they had some stuff
It's a
there.
big news. Big
about
news.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that stuff to talk about. So as well as, like I said, some of the gaming news and whoopsie doodahs here and there. So we'll see what happens.
A lot of whoopsies this week.
Whoopsie doo, as they say. Oh man. Anyway,
And wrongly or rightly, depending on who you voted for last week,
all right.
it may have been good or a whoopsie.
We're not here to talk about politics, but
Wrong channel. Wrong
channel. Yes, exactly. However, yeah, you know what? We have lots of stuff to take care of. One thing I do want to mention, everybody, is that I was supposed to probably do a show this week and for Dingiston, and last week we were going to do one for Red Shirts. Everything's kind of just in a big cluster mess right now.
Everything got thrown out the window. The original plan's out the window. Just gone.
Yeah. Because my main laptop that I run all my shows and stuff on is out of commission. Still no ETA on when it'll be fixed because they're waiting on a part. And so, things are just what it is. So so sadly, no Dingiston content other than I did a couple Wolfenstein streams without a camera because I have nowhere to really put a camera unless I completely change my console setup, which sorry guys, I don't love you that much to put a camera up for that. I know, terrible, but I might do more of those sooner than later. I had a fun time streaming Wolfenstein Old Blood over on Dingiston Twitch. I might do New Order. I might try to play through the other main two games before the new Indiana Jones game comes out. But yeah, so. But yeah, I just want to let everyone know about why there's been no Dingiston stuff, especially in last show when I was like, you know what, I'm going to do Dingiston stuff, and then nothing's come out because literally is the night after that show was when it was having issues, and I realized something was wrong after doing a full-on hard reset on it, which sucks because even when I get it back, I'm gonna have to reset all this stuff. And so, but yeah. Spencer,
what's up, Andrew?
Expensive Games, Super Metroid, awesome. Matthew saying you got his monitor, awesome, and welcome in, Andrew.
Andrew's in the house.
Good to see you here. Welcome in.
And yeah, we have a Christopher in here now. He's finally joined us again. He's taking care of some stuff right now, but he's here.
All right.
He may be in and out tonight. We'll see what happens if the dog decides.
No, I should be fine.
We hope he's okay. Yeah.
Should be.
It's been a day of barking.
Yeah. Well, any other things anybody wants to say before we get into it? Because there's a lot to get into.
I know we haven't been streaming a lot over on the Twitch, but thank you guys for the few who have stopped by and supported us. You guys have been awesome. Thank you. We really appreciate you guys. And especially during Chris's healing journey, especially for that. And even though he's hurting, the dude's a trooper. He still streamed. He did it. He did.
Yeah. I streamed. Well, then I was having technical issues, and I figured that out with my network card, and I haven't streamed since.
Wasn't that with that one game? It was giving you issues.
No. What that one? The Halloween stream was my end. updating graphic drivers. The last Indiana Jones stream was my network card. Apparently the network card on this motherboard has issues sometimes where it likes to automatically turn itself off to save power. It thinks it's doing good, one of those things where it's a bug where it thinks it's doing the right thing and it doesn't. So so I figured all that out though, but I just haven't streamed since. It's just because I haven't been feeling well and everything, so combination of reasons.
Hey, Andrew Haley, how's it going?
But
what up, Andrew?
What's up, Andrew?
We now have an Andrew number 1 and an Andrew number 2 in the chat. So
double Andrews tonight.
Dictionaries and Andrew.
Yeah. This has happened before.
Okay.
Haley's number 2, so we have Andrew number 1 and Andrew number 2. So just whenever this happens, it's already been a thing.
Well, it's the order. So if
exactly.
If Haley was here first,
no,
would he be one?
Well, he's just Andrew until both of them come, and then it's Andrew number 2 when no matter what order.
Oh, so he's always Andrew number 2. So you hear that, Andrew Haley?
Yeah.
You're always number 2.
You see what he just called you?
He called you the shit, man. He called you the shit. You're the shit. He called you the shit. You're the man, basically. So number 2 is number 1. Because number 1 is piss. See, in the adult world, being the shit is good, and being the piss is bad.
Yeah, you don't want to be the piss. Did you hear that, Andrew? He just called you the piss.
But I mean, that's what Spencer's is calling him 1 and 2. So that was his choice.
Yeah.
That was Spencer's choice.
We're taking a little visit down to the bathroom.
Something's wrong calling somebody the piss and the other person the shit, but you know what? That's how we do things around here. Apparently, that's how we do things around here. All right.
But where were we going with this? I was gonna say something else, and now we got lost in poop. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. So daytime podcast coming soon. And it's gonna be around noonish. Well, let's say between 11 and 1 Central Time. It could start any between that. Let's just give it that window, because life. Aladdin's easy compared to the Lion King. Ronnie J.
We just talked about this on his podcast right before I came on here about how hard Lion King is.
Aladdin is not a hard one. I've beaten Aladdin multiple times.
Lion King, like I said, makes you want to punch a hole in the wall.
Lion King level 4. Once you get to level 4, you're screwed. But anyway, so daytime podcast coming soon. We need a title. We haven't come up with a title, so if anybody has any ideas in the chat, go ahead and throw them out.
Maybe your idea gets to become the new title.
And it's not always just going to be a solo with me. I mean, if these two red shirts are around, I'm sure they'll join every once in a while. That's how it used to be.
Afternoon ASMR with Christopher.
Oh God, no! Like when Greenfellas was around, I did the daytime stuff.
Yeah, you did a lot more daytime.
People would people would come in and hang out and join. I wouldn't be by myself all the time. So that was definitely something I want to get back to. So that'll be on YouTube, starting probably next week. So if you have any, like I said, any ideas for the names?
Yeah. And I'm hoping at some point here in the next few weeks, maybe we can at least get in 1 or 2 more episodes of Development Hell. Potentially.
Oh, well,
But that's been kind of on the back burner right now.
It's been on the very back burner just because getting that takes planning, and I'm going to be a contestant this time, so I'm not helping.
I just went back and listened to that episode at work.
It's great. It's great.
I think it was last night. Oh my god.
So hilarious.
So damn
so
good.
Funny.
If
we were consistent with that show, and because I feel like we could get it down to like a 30-minute show. Easily
30 minutes,
Easily.
40 minutes. Yeah.
Easily. And so we could bang those out just by lowering the amount of time people have to speak.
Mhm.
You know, definitely we gave people too much time to speak. I feel like, it definitely needs to be quicker hitting. And so we get it down to 30. We can record one every week. Doesn't have to be live necessarily.
No.
I feel like we gave the first one live just because it was charity.
Yeah.
And then every once, I feel like we would save the live ones for specials. You know, like a special episode of Development Hell live this week, while every other time, because that way when you record, you can, you know, stop recording if something happens. You know, you know if you got like you have a technical issue or someone says something that they didn't want to say. Like, can we rewind that back? You know. So, but I like your definitely Development Hell is something I want to look into, tweaking the rules, maybe streamlining it a little more, figuring that out.
Keeping it moving.
Keeping it moving faster. Absolutely, yes. So yeah. I think that with everything that we have going on, gaming obviously will be back. Like I said, last week I was just dead to the world.
Yeah, I think for all three of us.
Dead to the world last week.
Easy.
And I know Spencer.
I mean,
really
we still had some
week.
random streams, but yeah, it was
You
just
did.
kind of.
You did.
We were
Spencer
all kind of
did gaming streams, but
we were floating in the ether last week.
Well, I was sick all last week. That's what I was dealing with. I was dealing with fevers and stuff like that. So, going to doctors a lot. And so. But hopefully this week will be better. Hopefully the finger is healing better. I think there was this hump that I had to get over with my finger, and I think I've gotten over it. I don't know though. I won't know till tomorrow until I have no pain meds.
Then that's when the real test.
Well,
begins.
that's when the real test begins, exactly. And I do that. I want to go try and go like a week without them, you know, to see how it feels. And then if I end up getting fevers and stuff, I know it's not healing well. Like it's healing, but with my body and FMF, which if you want to go check out stuff about familial Mediterranean fever, make sure you go back and check out our past 2 charity streams. We got some videos up, interviews, things like that. Definitely like spread awareness here on this channel for autoinflammatory conditions and familial Mediterranean fever. And if you get a chance, go to fmfandaid.org and look around the site. Maybe donate some money if you can, you know. Not during charity time, you know. So, and with that, I'm going to mess with Spencer here.
And you guys kicked off your podcast. The podcast is rolling along pretty well, too, over there.
Oh, yeah.
I checked out a little bit of it. Pretty damn good.
The first one went really well, and then she tried to release 2 at once, and we all know how that goes when you try and release 2 videos at once.
Only one gets seen, or they both don't get seen.
Yeah, neither have done as well as that first one. Is soaring. It had
Everyone
this
loves
Australian.
episode
well, it
one.
was this Australian researcher, and then the other 2 were, one is audio only because they messed up the recording on Zoom. Eventually, we're going to be doing this on OBS, and I'm going to be recording it and doing this all professional. But they're trying to get comfortable with doing the podcasting.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Before I make them. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Awesome. Before I throw them to the lions of live chat and live and being live and not worrying about, because if you record, you know, I can edit for them, but live is live.
Yep.
So the host is new. She had never done podcasts before. So, you know, she was definitely trying to get comfortable. So go check those out. Yeah. Go over to their youtube.com/@FMFandaid for their YouTube channel. Now, though, since Spencer's doing something over there typing, I'm going to make him do his pick of the week.
Awesome.
Woo-hoo.
Well, I have an excellent pick of the week, I gotta say, you know. And I'll be honest, if this is normally this is something that I don't know if I would have picked here, but since I'm not doing Dingus and stuff, I'm like, you know what? Let's pick a couple comics that I read. I know it's typically do like one pick, but these go together. It's something I've been wanting to get, and so last time I went to when I went to the comic store 3 weeks ago, I think I picked up these. I got Ultimate Spider-Man, which this might look familiar to anybody that knows Dingiston stuff, because I actually did a video over the first issue using this main cover here for this. And so anyway, this is the first 6 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. And then along with that, I got the first 6 issues of Ultimate Black Panther. I read all of these Monday night back to back. And Ultimate Spider-Man is freaking great. It's a great story of it's on my video. Go check it out. You know what? There's a link to it right there if you haven't already. But essentially, the premise of the Spider-Man is that it's a Spider-Man that Peter Parker gets that perfect life where he's married to Mary Jane. They have a couple children, and then it turns out he at the end of that first issue, it turns out that he has this. He's given the Spider-Man suit essentially. So he then but starts learning, like, wait, this is a reality where everything's screwed up, not the way it should be. And so it's a great Spider-Man story, honestly. Maybe the best thing Marvel's done this year, possibly.
Yeah, that's a high bar or a low bar. I can't tell.
It's a high bar. That's a high bar because he's not talking about just movies. You have to remember that.
Yeah.
So everything else I feel like Marvel has done this year besides movies, outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, that's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I watched it again this morning. It's on Disney Plus now. If you haven't watched it, Patrick.
Just so you guys know, and this will time on my pick of the week, I'm doing the Spencer method. I'm working my way up to it. I'm making it a process. It's happening.
That all their other content's been pretty good. Video game, TV, and comic.
Yeah, there's been definitely some solid Marvel stories. Trying to think of like what else I would have really read to like blow me out of the water as far as Marvel is. I've been covering some of the new X-Men stuff, but while I've enjoyed it, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like great like Ultimate Spider-Man. Same thing with like Ultimate Black Panther. This has been good. I just feel like Black Panther and this isn't too different than like how you know Black Panther. But what's different about this is that he's facing against Ra and Khonshu, as they're like these agents that are they're agents of the Maker. And so because in this alternate reality, the Maker is the main villain. But he's currently like locked away, so his agents are having to do everything because he's MIA. And so but I just a couple Ultimate Marvel comics is you know what, they're very easy to get into, especially the Spider-Man one. Like it's a great jumping in point to just go in and read some Marvel stuff, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, because it hits all the right Spider-Man notes while making everything feel like different. And feeling very refreshing too, of just like how it's told too is kind of unique as well.
Does it start with origin story?
Well, I mean, this kind of is the origin story because it's the adult Peter Parker learning to become a Spider-Man.
Okay. So he gets bitten as an adult instead of a teen.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Because in this reality is everything's screwed up because the Maker came in and was like, I'm going to make sure all these certain things don't happen the way it should because it's his reality. And anybody that doesn't know who the Maker is, he's essentially an evil Reed Richards. So, but he's been a villain for like a while. So coming from the original Ultimate Universe, he was Reed Richards of the original Ultimate Universe without getting too far into it. So, but yeah. But anyway, that's my pick of the week. Just some comic stuff there, which I'm very excited to continue reading more of as they come out, because I decided for those I'll wait and get the collections instead of getting the single issues. So, all right. Anyway, second up we have Patrick. What's your pick of the week?
So my pick of the week is 2003's Daredevil. So when you sit down and you honestly think about this, what does BVS and Daredevil have in common? That's right. It's Ben Affleck, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, jeez.
And this was interesting to see him because I first saw him in BVS. I think was my first major movie I saw him in the theaters. I never got into VSQ stuff till later, so I got to kind of go back and see him as younger Ben Affleck, and now I get to see him kind of as like early to middle age Ben Affleck. So it's been interesting. And to see him put on the red suit was very interesting. I like the concept of the story and kind of they did a really good job setting up his backstory. And it was kind of weird how they start the movie in the middle, then they go back,
show all
and
the
then they
flashbacks
finally
and stuff. Yeah,
they showed the flashbacks, and then in the middle of the movie they go right back to the middle. I feel like that was a really interesting way they did that and handled that situation. And then the way the movie finished. I wasn't a huge fan of the character of Bullseye because Chris and I were actually talking about this off stream about how he's kind of got like that 2000s like cheese, Hollywood cheese to him a little bit.
Colin Farrell too, man.
It's Colin Farrell, but he's acting all like wacky and Irish, and it's really interesting. But I love how he kind of leans into that character too at the same time, and he fully embraces that wild, just psychopath. So that was really cool. And then not enough praise can be given to Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace, for giving us a really cool, interesting Kingpin. Which, as far as I can think, I think that's the first time I've seen a black Kingpin anywhere. And so that was really cool to see that. It was really interesting, very unique, very different. And I love the scenes where he shows up when he's like sitting there smoking the cigar. He is totally Kingpin in those moments. Search up Michael Clark Duncan Kingpin. There he is. He's down there in the bottom left there, the purple one with the cigar on the left side there. Up. There you go. That's him right there. Yeah, that's him as Kingpin. He's fantastic.
I was specifically looking up because you were asking if there's been any other iterations of him. Because the only time I would think, at least if they did it in comics, would have been like an Ultimate Universe. But
and then he's down there as well. There's some better, well-lit shots of him. He's in different suits in the movie, but yeah, he fully stays in character as Wilson Fisk. He's fantastic. And of course, you get like you were saying, Vincent D'Onofrio later on, who becomes Kingpin in the newer stuff. They're just really, really in the role. They're playing like that business leader / crime syndicate boss. Turns out really, really well. I think he was definitely standout as the villain of the movie because he the thing, if you've ever read comics in Marvel or if you've ever looked into the character Kingpin, he's very subtle with the way he handles things, and it was really cool to see how they did that. I wasn't necessarily a fan of the final fight, the way it ended, but I like how it was a very Daredevil way of handling that situation. So that was really cool. And then of course you get Elektra, who I didn't even realize Elektra. She was introduced in the comics in I think it was like the 80s she was made, but she wasn't like even really, really a side character. They brought her in for this movie as kind of like a love interest. And she really got her start. I think it was like 2001 is where she really popped off in the comics just before the movie. So yeah, 2001. Yeah. She debuted in 81 in a Daredevil issue, and I think it was Frank Miller. I think Frank Miller made her, if I remember correctly.
That's a good question.
I think she was a Frank Miller character. Yep. And so he created her, and if you guys don't know, Frank Miller, comic book legend, he's the guy who made what was that Batman series he did?
Oh, he did the Dark Knight Returns, which is
legendary.
Yeah, a lot of people's absolute favorite Batman story, or what they regard as the best ever Batman story. I personally don't carry that regard, but yeah.
And then he's also really well known for Sin City. Is the other big thing.
That's the other thing I'd say. Yeah.
So so he did some really cool stuff, and I saw a lot of his like Frank Miller touches in certain cinematic shots in the movie that really stood out. So I really like that. And then I did see a really funny Easter egg in this movie. It's early on in the movie. His dad is a boxer.
Oh yeah, like, he's also known for 300. I thought.
Yeah, 300 as well. Yeah. So, and the Batman Year One, I forgot. Yeah, he did work on that as well. But yeah, there's a fight sequence at the beginning of the movie. His dad's a prize fighter, so he does like these big matches. in shoot, I guess it would be New York, right? In Marvel, I think. Yeah, I think it's Marvel. So what was really cool is they did this Easter egg. You know how they have like before you go to like the movie theater or like a venue, like in the old 60s, like 50s and 60s, Spencer, how they had like the marquee with like the letters outside letting you know like what the premiere event was at the venue.
Right. Yeah.
It says like his dad's name and then it said versus John Romita. And I was like,
Nice.
"Oh, that's really cool." But yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Is this all the Frank Miller stuff?
Yeah, I'm just looking through.
Just kind of going through his stuff.
What
But
stuff?
yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys think Ben Affleck was a great Daredevil? What are your thoughts on the movie? Did you like the characters? Did you like the villains? The main reason I watched this one, it was not so much for Daredevil, it was more for Elektra because I found out it leaked out to me even on social media. Elektra's in the new Daredevil and Wolverine, so I was like, okay, I have to learn who this character is. I don't know anything about her. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go check out the 2003 Daredevil for Elektra. So if you haven't already checked it out, Spencer, definitely do.
Yeah, I have not watched that.
I don't know how it
DVD.
ties in with the comics and the backstory. I don't know where that all ties in. But it was just interesting to see Ben Affleck as a different character other than Batman.
Yeah, I have a DVD copy of Daredevil. I haven't watched it, but what I'd like to probably check down is the director's cut version of it because I hear it.
Oh yeah, there's like 30
better.
extra minutes. Oh, there he
I don't
is,
think it's
ladies and
that
gentlemen,
long.
the star of the show,
I don't think it's
the man who
that
bit
long.
Chris's finger,
Frodo.
the Chunkmeister himself,
Chunk.
because he took that chunk right off your finger.
Yep, he did.
But you still love him. You still love him.
Oh, of course I do. He didn't do it on purpose. He did not go at. He wasn't going after me. He was going after his brother. Let me put it that
And the
way.
lesson,
And my
and
finger
the valuable lesson we learned is do not break up two Great Danes.
Yeah, the valuable lesson is make sure you have a long pole everywhere at arm's reach, so you could stick it between them instead of like a broom or something.
You say.
Or distract them by throwing a stick.
Or no, that wasn't gonna work. Trust me. Or I could pull out my.
Ooh.
Lame.
Beat somebody
Yo,
up
I'm
with
not
those
gonna
things.
try right now. I'm not gonna do it while I'm sitting down and whack my fucking microphone or my computer or my desk
Or the puppy.
Frodo. Yeah, he wasn't here when I first started talking, so that's why.
Yeah. Check it out.
Or the
Interesting
cat.
Daredevil.
It's
Was
a great
interesting
movie.
Daredevil.
Great
Chris,
movie.
you've seen this one, right?
A million times.
Yeah.
It's one of my.
And I like
Oh,
the
it is
stuff they did
nearly
with
half an
Elektra.
hour.
The stuff they did with Elektra was really cool too.
Yeah. Now the Elektra movie.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm gonna watch
They
it. But I've
tried
already
too
been
hard. They tried too
I've
hard.
been forewarned.
They tried too hard with that one. It's because Jennifer Garner back then, you have to understand, she was becoming like the superstar.
She was Hollywood's leading lady.
Well, because of Alias. J.J. Abrams.
People don't realize Alias was huge back then.
It's my favorite show. It's my favorite show
I didn't
ever.
watch Alias, but my dad was hooked on
It's my
Alias.
favorite show ever. I just recently re-binged it.
Yeah, Matthew Coburn says go nunchucks out.
Nunchucks are from lame turtles.
Oh, did you just call the turtles lame?
No,
What are you
Michelangelo. He called
doing?
Michelangelo lame, is what he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're
he
not a
doesn't
fan
like
of pizza?
Michelangelo.
You're not a pizza guy?
I don't like Michelangelo.
No.
Except for one exception that me and Chris will get into eventually.
Okay.
Yes. He's talking about The Last Ronin, folks. Anyway.
All right, Ronnie J, take care, buddy.
Which, see, Ronnie J, there is a video game coming and a movie. Oh my god. So fucking badass that they're fucking running with this. And so I'm gonna plug Humble Bundle for a second. So the reason that this came about, this decision from Spencer and I, is we're gonna go on a turtle binge eventually. Because they're at Humble Bundle, they had a huge bundle with a bunch of the recent Turtle comics, including The Last Ronin, and I picked that up. And now they've got a bundle that includes that if you want it. If you didn't pick it up then, but I did, so I can get the cheaper bundle. That includes a whole bunch of classic shit too. And I'm so fucking excited. So I'm going to pick that up at the end of this month.
As well as like all the other modern stuff that the first bundle.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
It's like up to it pretty much fills in anything that you didn't get up to this new era of Turtles that also just started. So.
Yeah, well, that's how I consider older eras because we're in the new era. That's why I said the older stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, with having this new one, you have all the classic ones and then all the IDW stuff. The only things that you don't really get is like
the original.
The 90s. No, that is the original you get there. It's like the 90s era of stuff.
Oh, when they based it off like the cartoon.
What is it called? I feel like I'm pulling this name out of my ass, so I'm not sure. But so, like the Mirage era of comics,
yes,
I think,
yes,
it's like that era of stuff. And like, what's that? Yes. Patrick, you have a 90s comic.
Mirage Studios is what it was. It's the comic. That's the studio. Mirage is the studio that Eastman and Laird created.
Okay, never mind. So
that's the older ones.
There's Mirage, and then there was another one before they went to IDW. Though it's like this '90s era of Turtles that was like different. And so
let's see here, '90s TMNT comics.
You know what? Let me look into this because I know there's like other stuff that you definitely. Oh, Image had it for a little bit.
Oh, Image did have it.
Archie had it.
I didn't think Image had it. Wait, Image is IDW, isn't it?
And then Dreamwave the one you're thinking of?
Oh, it could be Dreamwave.
I didn't know Image had it. I thought Image and IDW like became the same
company.
company.
I don't think that is because I think that's based from the.
It's based on a TV show.
Who did that one Turtles comic that you have, Patrick?
That was IDW.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Do I have that one next to me? I probably do, but it's underneath a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Anyway, it was what the name was. What was the name of that? Yeah, I have an IDW comic.
Anyway, essentially though, we don't have
Images
access to other than all the new stuff. It's like all the main stuff from the beginning and all the current stuff with IDW, which
IDW's done a ton of Turtles.
They've done a lot. IDW also did a lot with Transformers until Skybound now has the rights. But yeah.
Oh, Skybound is doing so well on all fronts. They're doing really good.
They're killing it.
They are.
You want to know what Skybound just put out today?
What?
What did they put out?
They just put out the first issue of the brand new era of G.I. Joe today.
Oh, I did see that. Yes. I did see that.
So that's
because aren't they connecting it with Transformers?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
They've been doing a lead up.
That's why the Humble Bundle G.I. Joe tabletop just came out, probably. That's why that's available for sale now. Probably.
They've been having a big lead up to the series where they had like two storylines leading up to the series. The first one was a Duke miniseries, followed by a Scarlet miniseries, and then we had a Cobra Commander miniseries, which I really liked. And then that went into a Destro miniseries, and both of those, the Destro and the Scarlet miniseries, kind of like culminate into this G.I. Joe miniseries, or not miniseries, but this new big G.I. Joe that they just kicked off this whole new era of. So it'll be really interesting to see where it all goes. I'm not like I'll eventually catch up on all the G.I. Joe stuff, but I've been keeping up at least on Transformers and like some of the stuff that they're kind of teasing with how it ties into like the Joes is cool. So.
I really love that the 80s are coming back in comic form so much. G.I. Joe Transformers we're getting them collab. And then next year we get Thundercats and Silverhawks.
Thundercats actually came out this year.
Oh.
And I think it was last week was a DuckTales series began.
Ooh, yeah, so like we're getting all these 80s. Freaking, it's awesome.
Which I'm telling you, if the 80s comes back with like the style a little bit.
Oh God, no.
I have said this. I am bringing the mullet back if that happens.
Oh God, the mullet's already back, man. You just got to live in that part of the country.
No, I'm bringing the mullet all the way back.
It's back. The mullet's back, dude.
Is it though?
Yeah. In from Spencer's
When is the last
generation.
time you saw a mullet in public?
All right, YouTube chat's being retarded in OBS, keeps disconnecting me and reconnecting me, but
it's doing the same thing to me actually.
Okay, so it's YouTube. Retro? Yeah, that's why I said it's YouTube chat.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Mr. Retro? He said DuckTales.
Woo!
Yeah.
And didn't
All right, Chris. Chris, what's your pick of the week?
Oh, why are we? What? Were you trying to? Because I'm in the middle of doing something. Is that
No,
why
I'm just trying to keep the flow moving here, so we're not
talking
so we can
about
get out a
comics?
pick of the week.
It's rambling. Anyway, my pick of the week is a show that has been out now for about.
If you want to share screen, Chris, I can.
Oh yeah. Let me pull that up. We'll pull it. I'll pull up the big one. It's called The Franchise, and what this show is about. It's been out for now about 6 weeks. I'm about 3 episodes in. So I've got a few episodes still to catch up on. But what it's about the making, like, they're making a superhero franchise movie, and it's this whole interconnected franchise like the MCU. And the cast is amazing. The guy who plays the director is Baron Zemo. Let's see if you can find him.
I saw the back of him just now, but yeah.
That guy, the Indian, there he is. There he is. He plays the director. Richard E. Grant, who is also classic Loki in the Loki series and been in a million other things, plays one of the heroes. And it's just incredible to watch because it makes you think, is this really what goes on when they're trying to make these movies? Like, are people really acting like this? Yes, Richard E. Grant in Hudson Hawk. That's one of my favorite movies. I wasn't going to bring that one up because not a lot of people know about. There's Richard E. Grant. And he, which I'm going to say something about Richard E. Grant. And this is not really a spoiler for Patrick for Deadpool and Wolverine, so I'm not that big of a deal.
Go ahead.
But, you know, Spencer, the part where Paradox goes, like, he like pulls his arms out like this when he's talking to Deadpool, and he's like being all dramatic, and he's like, he stole that from Richard E. Grant in Hudson Hawk. That's where he got that from.
Funny.
Nice.
Yeah. So but yeah, it takes place in the UK, so which is where they film a lot of Marvel movies. So it kind of like fits. There's all these things that go wrong. There's all these things that happen. Like, for example, like the new producer comes in and says to the assistant director who she used to date, the first AD, and go, I'm going to ream you out in front of anybody. Is that cool? You know, we're going to be good. Oh, come on over. We're reaming so-and-so out. It's just everybody gets together and starts reaming this guy, the Asian guy. Oh, I'm going to, the South Asian subcontinent.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call him. Politically correct term, him. Yeah. And it's just, I highly recommend it. Again, I'm very excited to see where it's going. It's new. And it's I'm 3 episodes. I've watched 3 episodes. I've got 3 more to watch before the new one, which is on the 17th.
I watched the first one and I enjoyed it, so I definitely want to get back to it.
Yeah, it's like jokes about CGI, jokes about like so much that we've made fun of the MCU and like bitched about the MCU or talked about the MCU over the years. Like the I want to talk about, but it's going to be spoiling it, and it's so new that you should go watch it. I'm just laughing inside thinking about some of the things that have happened just in the first 3 episodes. Just in the first 3 episodes.
I think the more you appreciate like the making of things, the more enjoyment you'll have out of it, because it just pisses on the entire process. So especially in today's like modern climate with everything going on, you know, it's kind of it's a really great like response to just everything going on in the movie industry.
Oh my god, yeah. And the reason I was drawn to it is because on Apple TV there was a show called Mythic Quest. It's over now, but Rob McElhenney from, you know, Always Sunny, Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds' best friend. It was his show, and it ended now, but they're planning on doing spin-offs. And it was about the making of an MMO. So like the internal world of a video game developer. in this modern age of microtransactions and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, well, this one, I mean, if the other one was like I guess you'd call it a dramedy is what you'd call them, because it's a comedy drama essentially.
Yeah.
So if the one about that industry was hilarious, then the one about this industry, because there's so much more history in this industry and so many more moving pieces in this industry, that I knew I was in for a wild ride, and in the first 3 episodes have not disappointed.
Yeah.
And I want to see the director dance. I do. I want to see him dance, damn it. And it's really funny that he is, one of the most beloved characters of the MCU, and now he's playing the director of a superhero franchise movie.
Unless I'm not or misreading Mr. Richard's comic, don't we already have one?
Yes.
It says, imagine having...
Okay. So there is, but isn't. So City of Heroes. There's also DC Universe.
Well, I was thinking of DC Universe. He's
Yeah.
classic comic characters.
So
So
there's City of Heroes.
But I know what City of Heroes is, because City of Heroes had a comic that I actually owned most of.
Oh,
so
wow. And it's making a comeback, actually. You can actually go and install it now, and the servers are live, and you can play it. So City of Heroes is the game that you're looking for.
Yeah. I don't remember how many issues of the comic they did, but I owned a bit of the comic.
Nice. Yeah, but the game is back, which is very exciting. I would like to maybe try and get into it, but it's a matter of getting, it's an MMO. You want to get people together, and what's our saying, Patrick?
Red shirts that play together stay together.
I was talking more about our backlog.
Add it to the backlog. We'll get to it eventually.
Exactly.
What's this other shit you were just trying to say, Patrick?
That's basically the red shirts way.
Well, this game, Mr. Retro, came out, and
is that freaking Goro from Mortal Kombat?
No.
It came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah, as I say, I thought so.
Okay.
I don't remember how many issues was in the comic, but I own most of those issues because I found them in a dollar bin. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I saw most of them together, and I was like, "Okay, I'll get it."
And yeah, if anybody,
there's different runs of it. Interesting. Hold on, I don't know. There's multiple.
Now, what he secretly said is, "Sit on my weenie,
Right.
and I'll guess your weight." That's Mr. Retro. Oh, Mr. Retro,
Yep.
If you have a PC that can handle City of Heroes, which you should,
You definitely do.
then I'll check it out with you.
This is the one I have. Is from Blue King. I own 4 or 5 of them.
That's crazy.
I didn't know they did multiple runs by different publishers, but this is the one I have because I never heard of this comic publisher, Blue King.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I wondered maybe they were just an internal one for the dev, and that's what they.
Yeah, I think I own this issue.
Nice.
I could be wrong, but I think I do. So.
I love their logo though. It's the Blue King of a card.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a smart logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it can handle WoW, then it can handle City of Heroes. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, man, I'll check it out with you for sure. City of Heroes is awesome. I played it back in the day, and I would gladly get into it again if people want to.
I'd check it out, but I can't say I'd play much of it.
Yeah. I mean, at least you check it out. I mean, and we install it, we try it out. If it sucks, we uninstall it.
Yeah.
That's about the gist of it.
All right. Well, that's that.
That's
excellent.
Pixel.
All right. Let's get into our main stuff here, as we got lots to talk about.
45 minutes in.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
Okay, I think technically the second one's supposed to go first, so we're gonna go with that one first.
Yes.
Yes.
We got new Star Wars news. Confirmed. Well, it came by Variety and Hollywood Reporter. I guess confirmed it. You know, that, at least that's how I
Rumored.
see it.
We don't even have official confirmation yet.
You know what? They have a better.
We might
track
as well
record.
call it official.
Well, you know, it's not like
They didn't come out and
it's been
deny it.
official-
I'll tell you that. We'll just leave it there.
It's not like it's going to happen anyway, considering Lucasfilm's track record as is. But you know, but anyway, what is this said rumor anyway? I guess.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Now. Hey, what up, Griffin? Caught up in playing Pokemon TGC Pocket Against Friends. Wait, hold, add me on there.
Oh, there you go.
I'll
Oh
hit you up
boy.
later.
Oh, you could have made that your pick of the week.
I honestly didn't think about that.
Yeah, neither. I mean, it's crazy how much money that game's made.
that'll be my fallback. And like what was the first 4 or 5 days it made 12 million.
Yeah.
So from
Because they slapped Pokemon branding on it.
Yep. Well, it is Pokemon.
Well,
Anything-
no, it literally is
Pokemon can put
Pokemon.
Pokemon on a piece of
You know,
poo
no,
and people will still buy it.
No.
Do you know what it
Like,
is,
it's
Patrick?
actually-
Yeah, it's a mobile version of the trading card game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. So like
Yeah.
what it is you it's literally every day, every 12 hours you can go in and like open up a card pack.
Packs, yeah.
Yeah. And so like they give you like a series now, 3 different packs to go through and collect. You have your Pokédex of all that stuff that you have going on there. And then there's actually a battling thing. I haven't done much of the battles because I've just been
Most people are still trying to build their decks.
I've just been addicted to going in and just like, yeah, that's the thing is I'm actually close to finishing a deck. So I'm looking for one. And even though I could like spend a currency to get it, it's like, no, I'm just going to save it. I'll eventually get it.
The backlog is
You'll get it
real. So
eventually.
you don't have patience to play games.
That's the other thing Griffin deals too as well is unless I'm wrong, Griffin, isn't a normal deck of Pokemon 60 cards versus this is 20
60.
cards?
Oh,
And-
so it's speed
so-
Pokemon, basically.
And it's first to like 3 points. First to eliminates 3 of the other person's Pokemon. So like it's a speed version of Pokemon you play, you know.
Cool.
So but that's where the reason why it's blowing up is because it's much in the realm of like Marvel Snap where they're quicker games to go through and play, assemble those smaller decks, you collect all the cards, they're gonna add they officially like set out like a thank you later today and all that.
I tried to get into Marvel Snap, and that was
Snap was fun.
it's
for the
fun, but
bit I played.
it's
The thing about this though, of what would keep on going back to it, is that notification. Hey, you have a free pack to open every time.
well. I'm
It's,
sure.
every time.
Does Marvel
12 hours
Snap
or
have free
whatever.
packs for dailies?
I mean, there's like
or-
missions and stuff you could do to get stuff, yeah. But like this is just like you log in, open the pack, and it'd be like, okay, cool, I'm done.
Yeah,
So a lot quicker than whatever Snap
absolutely.
is.
That's
Or
what
it's
I was
Matthews
wondering.
does the
So
Snap Crackle Pop.
exactly.
Marvel
that's the
Snap,
thing,
Crackle,
like you said,
Pop.
it's you get the free pack, so that's maybe I wonder if Marvel Snap's gonna see that and be like, oh, we gotta compete now with Pokemon mobile card game. Time to give people free packs every 12 hours, but we'll do it every 8 hours.
Well, that's the thing is like I think they approach this game really smart. Hold on, let me bring this up.
Yes,
Since we're talking about it,
Absolutely.
is
it's Rambling Red Shirts after all, folks.
yeah, I think they approach it in a very smart way because they have one series, but it's 3 packs. So like, of course, you have like a lot of extra common cards that can be found between it, but in each pack there's like certain only cards you can find in it, right? And so, but anyway, somebody did the math of like it would take, I think it's nearly 2 years or was it nearly 400 days or something like that, to where if you didn't pay any money, that's how long it would take you to get every card for free. And so like every variation of a card though, of like there's rare versions of cards, different card variants, right? Much like how normal Pokemon is, right? Like you have your like standard art card, then you have your like more special sort of art card and stuff. So you can see there's like different stuff around there. Like here, for example, like this Meowth on the right here would be like a more special version of a Meowth card versus like a regular one because of the art with it. So, but yeah, it's been addictive. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done too much of the battling, but they hook you on it. It's been fun. Can't play the game if you can't do shiz. Wow. Griffin saying he went out of his way to make the most annoying deck possible. Of course. Of course, that's what you do. So, but yeah. Also, they let you step in, so certain EX cards. Oh, taking full advantage of the digital format. Nice, nice. Cool. That's good. But yeah, it's. I think it's done well though. Of like, I don't have any intention on spending money on it anytime soon. But like, they keep it really good. Of like, all right, come back, get your free cards, and I mean, I have enough cards to definitely probably like make a couple decent decks from scratch, and so yeah, definitely good. And I like to they have like this currency that you can earn, and like what's cool with this like there's like this the currency you can earn with the timing and stuff from it is its time to decrease to when you get your next pack. And if I remember the numbers right, it's every like 4 days worth of dailies will like give you essentially an extra free pack. So they'll reward you. But yeah, they really do take full advantage of just it being on your phone and digital and everything. It's nice.
And trying to get you to spend more money to get more packs.
I mean, you know, it's exactly because it's Pokemon cards on your phone.
Microtransactions.
I mean, it's just the digital version of what Pokemon is doing since how long? So
it's like 96, 97. Yeah.
See? But it's they got something good going on right there, and so also going to see it begin really on a great start. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Star Wars news. We have supposedly a new Star Wars trilogy coming from Simon Kinberg, who's supposedly writing and directing.
Well, no, I don't think we got a confirmation on directing.
Or not directing, my bad. I meant
Just
writing and producing is what I meant. That's right.
Which I've heard a few people say directing. I've had to remind them.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Director.
You're
It just
right,
said writer, producer.
I meant to say producing there. Thank you for catching me there. But yeah, no details on this other than they're like there's a lot of uncertainty of like, well, is it part of the Skywalker saga? Is it episodes 10, 11, 12? Is it like there's been a lot of
separate
like
thing,
what it
like
is.
A separate trilogy? It's got nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like back and forth on what it could be, especially like with these rumors of like Rey could play this Obi-Wan type character in a movie.
So we don't know how much of that's speculation or how much of that's legit that leaked out. We don't know.
Yeah. But
yes,
theoretically, if we were to get Simon Kimber, like if this was to actually like kind of happen, like how would you feel about this if it actually does happen? Because you know we're not guaranteed anything from Lucasfilm. They've announced a lot of movies, and there's a lot of movies that haven't happened.
They announced? And
well, at this point, it's easier to put. So if we've had a total of, I was just listening to a little bit before we went live. The Tatooine
I think
show
out of everything they've announced in the
does.
last few years, the only things that have come to fruition have been like what? Bad Batch.
Well, no. We're talking movies. We're talking movies.
Just movies.
Just movies.
Zero.
As far as I mean, yeah, we haven't gotten a movie since Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
but there's been so many movies, even
there's something in production, comics. And then it gets canned.
Yeah, you know what's happened with Rogue
Mandalorian
Squadron.
Grogu is the only one we know of that's a definite.
Well, yeah, we have a big list of Rogue Squadron, Takia's movie, James Mangold's movie.
Which we still don't know what the situation is with Rogue Squadron because it's
we don't know about any of it.
It could be coming back. We've heard rumors that one could be coming back.
That's Patty Jenkins though, and we haven't heard anything about Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't think Rogue Squadron's happening. The Mangolds is okay, maybe. Takia's, I'm gonna say.
Taika's is gone. Taika's is canceled.
Mangolds is the one that I want. That's the one that I want.
Yeah, and that one I think is just a maybe. It just depends.
I think Taika's is out because he's taken forever on that.
We got Ryan Johnson's trilogy.
Ryan Johnson's trilogy is it's dead. In the
Probably
water.
Not. Yeah.
They can't keep lying about that forever. It's gone.
Yeah. There was another. Oh, Trevorrow was going to do another one, wasn't he?
He was doing episode 9 originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but weren't they going to give him another one?
No.
No.
I thought they were going to give him another one after that.
And then of course, the Lando movie got canceled.
Well, that's fine.
I don't think they've officially said it's canceled, although they're... Because that's the one that, like, they keep on saying, yeah, we're still working on it, versus the others we have nothing from. So.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there, but I don't think Lando's completely dead. I feel like there's some sort
There's a shot, but it makes me wonder how much people are involved with just other projects right now, and it's just it's all back burner.
But anyway,
a
the
Dave
whole
Filoni
point of
one as well.
Right, so 2 technically, because there's the original one they announced, and then Mandalorian and Grogu.
Mando and Grogu, we know it's happening. The other one that
because that's shot.
Yeah.
Well, the other one they announced was initially that they announced is the separate one is still, I think, going to be the culmination of all the Mandoverse stuff. Versus...
Which they keep changing. They keep changing their plans on what they're doing with.
So they're going to do Mando.
They kept changing their plans on
and a second one.
Yeah, the second one is going to be, I think, the culmination of
and everything and all that stuff.
I think it's going to be their version of Heir to the Empire is what I think it'll be.
And the original plan was for it to be like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and then what was the other thing?
Oh, because it's going to tie into Ahsoka and all that.
It was all going to come to one event, like event.
Yeah, culmination of the Mandoverse.
The Heir to the Empire makes sense for all that then. With
the
whole
Mando and Grogu.
Ahsoka,
Yeah, Mando and Grogu is a different case because they were developing season 4, and then they were like, "Wait a minute, what if we made this into a movie
and make $1 billion off of it?"
And yeah, I hope it does. I hope it's good.
That's what they're hoping.
And then the original rumor was we were still going to get a season 4 after Mando and Grogu. And then that plan, it sounds like that plan has
that was going to be more about Bo-Katan, and then that's become the second movie, I guess.
Well,
no. At this point, they are completely canned it. Like Mandalorian Grogu they've come out and said that is the end of that Mandalorian story.
Yeah, they're saying this is the season 4. We don't know if it's the end of it or not.
Yeah.
But
we won't officially know until we see the movie.
There's also apparently, because this article on Polygon is only like not even a week old. Apparently Sean Levy has got one that's possible.
Might be still an unknown.
Oh yeah, that's like a rumored like Old Republic one or something, right?
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Yes.
Well, that's probably not happening. The Game of Thrones directors are going to come in for something as well. That didn't happen because they left. I think
that one definitely got canceled because they left. Yes.
So anyway, the whole point of this though is Lucasfilm has an absolute dog shit track record, and so let alone here's something else to add to this plate of stuff that we'll never get.
Yeah.
Let alone of it being by Simon Kinberg, where it's like, you know what? Out of everything, I'm good with this one not being made because
he's slim pickings at this point.
Well, his X-Men.
His movies have not been generally the best received.
His X-Men movies were, yeah.
He said writing and producing, including Last Stand, which is meh. First Class and Days of Future Past, the actual really those are actually really good.
Good ones of those, yes.
He's also credited with
Deadpool good, Logan good.
Logan's fantastic, but I think that's probably more of a producing, I think, for a lot of these though.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're acting up right now, but he directed and definitely wrote Dark Phoenix, which is the biggest piece of dog shit ever.
It's awful.
Well, actually, I can't say
Apocalypse?
the biggest superhero.
You liked it? Which was better, Apocalypse or? I know that's a tough. That's like what's
no,
better?
No, it's definitely Apocalypse.
Shit.
Like as far as X-Men movies go, Dark Phoenix is like the lowest. I'm saying of like all comic book movies, it's like I'm trying to think of how low.
It's probably in the bottom 3.
For me, I'm wanting to say second lowest right now because I think still forever or not forever, but I still think Force Stick is still the worst.
It's awful. Terrible. Yes.
Dark Phoenix, I'd say, is probably 2. Like that movie's just terrible.
Elektra.
Which, if I remember correctly, this guy also worked on Force Stick. While we're at it.
However, What gives me slight hope about this, which is really interesting though, because I was looking through his credits on Wikipedia on this, is that he did work on Star Wars Rebels. However, all of his credits with it was with like the animated shorts that he did before the show, and then the finales of each season was specifically what I saw linked, which was interesting.
So for me, that makes me feel like he's gonna have a little bit. His issue is he's got some J.J. Abrams syndrome going on, where
I think so too.
Where he's great at TV, he's okay at movies, and every once in a while he has this gem that's out there movie wise. That's J.J. Abrams. That's his MO. Same thing.
Yep.
J.J. Abrams' TV is amazing, minus the last few seasons of Lost. But everything else J.J. Abrams does on TV is fucking amazing. And some of his movies are really good, and most of his movies are terrible.
That's the thing. I was like, with us talking about movies here, it gives me very little hope. Especially
that's exactly why. Yeah, that's why.
Here's the problem: is it's like it's like we saw what his hand did with X-Men, right? And there's a reason why Disney now has Fox, and that's probably a big part of it, right there, because that was like one of the Fox's huge franchises that they had before the buyout. And then now seeing him like, okay, he fucked up X-Men, and I would say I don't want him to fuck up Star Wars. However, Star Wars is already pretty fucked. You know what? And let's that's just a great time to get into this next thing right now, because that's kind of this piece have just like I've kind of like been fearing about like all this stuff that I've been hearing, right, about of what we're seeing, right? Of just like, we haven't had a movie in almost, this December is going to mark 5 years. And we're not going to get one for another year and a half with Mando and Grogu. And so it's absolutely wild to see them in this situation. And it's really interesting because it just talks about these sources, some people from Lucasfilm that came like spoke out about different stuff here. I'm trying to find the specific. There's a couple parts I want to specifically find, but they're talking about like if I can find it here. There's like one point where they're like the original trilogy is like the Old Testament, like and I think that's a fine way to look at it. But then they're like, what was the quote? There's a quote that that's in here somewhere that I need to find.
They're talking about like what this new thing would be the New Testament. But the way that they're describing it, it makes it feel like episodes 1 through 6 are they consider that the Old Testament, as in like pre-Disney buyout.
Yeah, we're being asked to create the New Testament, and no one can agree on anything, and there's a lot of second guessing and meanings.
So they want to tie everything to 7, 8, 9, and beyond.
It's a different way of development. There's so much parallel work going on. So, and essentially, this is where it's talking about it, right? And they're saying Star Wars is a nostalgia-based enterprise, and they're running out of ways to create nostalgia, which is the backwards way to look at it. You want to look at
the problem
making
they had
stories.
with 7, 8, and 9. That was the problem they had with 7, 8,
which
and 9.
It was okay for 7, but
7 was fine.
Definitely not.
Yeah, 7 was great.
Definitely not.
Kill Han Solo at the end. It was fantastic. Spoiler alert.
And it was 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
It was a way to get the fan base back on track.
Absolutely. But the problem is then they went to that whiteboard. Actually, it's funny. If you go to Popcorn Planet and look up the Nerd Wars in November of 2019, actually, now it's going on my 5th year anniversary. It was, did Kathleen Kennedy ruin Star Wars, or did George Lucas ruin Star Wars? And I was on the Kathleen Kennedy ruin side. We won. And because of many of those reasons of they don't know how to plan properly. They were just trying to throw nostalgia at the wall and hope it sticks. And it didn't work.
You can't just run it on a hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Star Wars is built on hope, you say.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. When it comes to script writing and story drafting, you can't have hope. You got to have faith in some sort of idea going into that.
You got to know that it's gonna.
Well,
you can still have hope that you want things to stick, sure, but you got to have some sort of basis to hope that the hope is going to be good.
Well, that's the problem. Is they don't have. They're having.
They
all
have
these
no
different
originality.
they're having all these projects here of like, all right, we know Rey is going to be the person to usher in whatever this new era is going to be.
She can
They're
usher
having
it in.
problem
Then she needs
is
to go. She
hold
needs
on,
to go.
hold on. Problem is they're trying to they can't figure out the way to have this era where Rey would help be the Link. Because I mean, I think it's fine
so
for
easy.
Rey. Well,
It's so
have
easy.
her being the Obi-Wan like character.
It's
can work.
so easy. Write a new story and just have her. It's that easy.
Look,
well,
yeah, look,
but they don't see it that way. They don't see it that way.
If you write a new story and go what, like 30 years into the future, and she's the head of the new council, and that's where you only see her in council meetings?
They're trying to hit you over the head with nostalgia. Here's the thing. They put so much in, and this is so marketing driven. They put so much money
Disney,
into Rey with 7, 8, and 9. They don't want to let her go. And this is a little political as well, because of the backlash that happened with 7, 8, and 9. They feel like if they let Rey go, it looks like a political win for the people who didn't like her. And that's where things are getting out of hand now. That political stuff shouldn't matter. Because at the end of the day, they're responsible to the shareholders at Disney. At the end of the day, shareholders are saying, "Hey, where's my money?" This political stuff, if they care anything, if they keep this up, either Lucasfilm is going to get shut down, or they're going to go under new management. Because these shareholders, at the end of the day, they're not going to stand for this. They're going to start firing people.
Disney could sell Star Wars.
They own the studio. I don't see them selling the studio unless it can. Now, if it continues to hemorrhage, they might not have a choice to. But what do you think is more likely? The fact they would try to start with new management first, or just gut it outright?
Well, you think
they're too scared to fire Kathleen?
Well, no, I don't think so. But remember, like you said,
they've given her like 15 chances at this point.
Yeah. Not that they're scared. I don't think scared's the right word. I think
it could be contractual too.
No,
it really could be.
No, because they just renewed her. But they just announced that she.
Why would you renew her if it's still loss after loss after loss? I don't understand.
Well, but they're not losing money.
They are hemorrhaging money.
They're not, though. It's Disney.
The Acolyte was a massive failure. They lost. Have you looked at the budget for the Acolyte?
Yeah,
and how far they went over budget and how much
they went far over budget, but of course they're not going to get. That's a TV show on Disney Plus that most people
with a film budget.
Yeah, well, that has nothing to do with Disney. Is still making money off of Star Wars. Remember what did Mel Brooks say? What did Mel Brooks say?
Merchandising.
There you go. Merchandising. Exactly.
Baseball's the T-shirt.
Exactly. They're still making money. Look, fuck. Yeah. I'm wearing now this was free given to me because I worked for them when I got this, but I'm wearing a Disney shirt right now. They're everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. It's, at the end of the day, it's merchandising.
Exactly. They're not losing money.
The toys and the merchandise make way more than the property.
Comics are making a comeback for Star Wars too. I don't know about the new novels, how well they're doing, but I know the comics are doing well.
It's been
rocky. The merchandise does well.
The novels haven't been well because a lot of them have been focused on High Republic.
High Republic exclusively, and the Acolyte hurt that significantly. And then on top of that, there's
pre-Acolyte.
Pre-Acolyte, they were doing okay, but
pre-Acolyte they fell off massively
because of
after the first few were first phase.
That's what he's saying. The comics still did well, though, right?
Comics were always
Comics are fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the comics. Yeah, I thought the comics still did okay, and that's the thing. And then merchandise, and then microtransactions. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe you were the early Battlefront 2.
No, I'm getting ready for. Yeah, but that was EA. That wasn't. That was EA. Sure, they got a. Sure, Marvel. Disney probably got a piece of it, but
yeah.
Antique Mall. Yeah, I know Antique Mall.
Yeah,
I remember that place. But I'm waiting for like Star Wars Snap to come out. Like Star Wars, the trading card game, but mobile.
Yeah,
And
they had the Topps collector game, but there was nothing to battle with that.
No, they have.
I mean, there's
games.
Galaxy of Heroes. Which
that's what I'm saying. They have games like that.
EA as well.
The auto battlers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's EA as well.
Yeah.
So.
And the turn-based battlers, but that's again, those are but you're right, they get percentages of that for every time someone buys whatever currency is on that. I'm sure Disney and Star Wars get a percentage of that. So I don't think I think maybe that's what maybe you shut down the film side of Star Wars in this new era.
I think if you set up the right team for the job, it would at least get you started on the right path, because you just need one good movie. I say start with one good standalone.
But here's the thing then. Where do you pluck that person from? Because you have to pluck them from somewhere. They're not just out there not with a job. Mm-hmm. So where do you pluck them from that you think is someone who's trying to leave where they are, like someone at Warner Brothers, for example?
I think you would pick somebody, not necessarily from the Star Wars literature side. I think you look at somebody who's got book writing experience, and then partner them up with an actual screenwriter who can.
But you're talking about just for a movie. I'm talking about. Yes. See, that doesn't solve the problem. You're talking about new management. On the right path. No, but you need that new. No.
For new management, because
you got to start at the top.
Who,
That's what I'm saying. Where do you pluck that person from at the top? If you got rid of Kathleen Kennedy,
you need to find somebody who.
Do you go internal and go Jon Favreau or Filoni, or do you?
Favreau is the number one person internally I would pick, because he understands the universe. Because right now you need people that understand the universe and who can work with the creatives. You don't necessarily have to be overbearing in terms of canon this, canon that, but you need to at least understand the basics of what works and what has definitely not worked. That's been the biggest issue with Kathleen, and I understand she's trying to be the head honcho CEO manager, and there's been a lot of things for sure definitely haven't worked, but at the same time I'm sure there's people she's let go that easily could have done something really great, and they didn't need to get let go.
Okay.
Or do you now in the case I know, like with Benioff and Weiss, there was some weird stuff going on during solo filming. That's understandable. Are they great filmmakers? Yes, they have a different style
but again, we're not talking about filmmakers. We're talking about the person at the top. Patrick, do you go?
They have to.
Do you go to that James? But do you go that James Gunn route? Do you go the James Gunn route and get someone who's been a director and a writer and a producer only, and not been the head of a studio before? Do you get someone like that for Star Wars, or is that
you need somebody like a Jon Favreau who's got a little bit of that business?
So you think you would go internal and go Jon Favreau? That's your choice.
If you were to go internal, or you find somebody outside who just understands the universe, or at least partner them with somebody who really understands the universe and can help school them a little bit, I would say, in the ways the universe works. And I don't know if maybe you do pull a George Lucas in for a week or two, and even just bring George back, just so George can kind of just go ahead and pay the man, or give him some some extra stocks in the company, and say, hey, I really want to learn this universe. Sit me down, school me in everything about the central basic tenets of what makes Star Wars. And then when we decide to get to that creative phase, all right, we're all on the same team. We're all locked in. We can make new content, but you have those core central tenets that make Star Wars. And that's been the problem Kathleen hasn't done. She's not getting to that core tenet level. She just wants to create.
Yeah, but
nostalgia without understanding what makes Star Wars.
But she's supposed to know everything about Star Wars. She's been at George's side for 45 years, 50 years almost. She's
only produced, but hasn't really gotten to the nitty gritty.
No, I understand that, but you think she would understand Star Wars by now? When this is an argument,
I think she's been too much on the business money side, not so much the universe side.
But in her early years, she was always at George's side, always
there, but maybe didn't understand the universe.
And that's the problem. You have someone who's not.
They're there to help with the business and the production.
They're right-brained. instead of left brain. They don't have any left brain at all.
Which there's
no
nothing
matter
wrong
how
with
hard.
that. It's just the way you do this, how you're wired.
Well, we know Lucas is why she's there, Matthew, and that's the thing. But
that
she was supposed to have.
She was the pick.
That's the thing, absolutely. Yeah. But apparently she does, and there are people like this who have zero left brain capacity.
Yeah.
And only right brain. She must be one of those people. She must, because otherwise she would figure out something creative to do with Star Wars. So I like the Favreau pick. I do. I wonder if you go.
I also like the 2-person approach as well.
The way that DC did it, yeah.
You have somebody checking you.
Yeah. What do you
like?
think,
There's times where I get into some nitty gritty stuff here on the podcast, and I say something wrong. Chris checks me. I love that. I absolutely love that. Spencer might say something. I'll check Spencer. We all are like keeping each other on point, keeping things on track. If you get out, if you get out of whack. Yeah, we do.
I'm trying to let Spencer talk here.
Yeah, Spencer, what do you think about that? Would you consider having that second person there as
well in general?
Not necessarily.
He hasn't said a word about this question.
What do you think about all of this, or where do you think we should go from here? We don't have any say in this. Obviously, we're just peons.
Jesus,
but
let the man talk, Patrick. Jesus.
The moment you all started asking about who would be in the top position, my mind immediately went to what they're doing over at DC Studios right now. But I don't know who to pluck for the business side, and honestly, I don't know names of the business, but it could literally be anybody as long as they know how to do the business side. Who I'd put under that creative position that Favreau would be more under. I wouldn't pick Favreau, although he'd be a great, arguably maybe second pick. Who you need there is, who actually knows Star Wars there at the company, and that's Filoni.
Okay.
And so, and that's my pick because he's the person that.
Well,
sure, maybe Kathleen or Lucas trained Kathleen Kennedy to how to run Lucasfilm, right? And that's why
on the business side,
on the business side, exactly.
Right.
But who actually knows the Star Wars universe, who actually lives and breathes the Star Wars universe, and who to me, ever since Filoni started on Clone Wars, he's only lived and breathed Star Wars since then. For him, it's been his entire life. And I think something I don't necessarily want to say, because in like some ways it's like I can see it, and in some ways I don't. I'm saying that Filoni knows Star Wars better than Lucas, but there's this thing of where you're, at the end of the day, you have to think about. To George Lucas, Star Wars was just a story to him that he made for 6 movies and worked on some shows, versus Clone Wars and onwards, it's literally all Filoni's done. That's like all he lives and breathes. And it's not. I feel like in some ways to Filoni, it's more than just a story to what Star Wars was to Lucas. And so I think there's nobody better to put in a creative position like that in there than Filoni. And they're trying to do something with him there in that role. But that's a lot of things though. Of it's like, well, obviously maybe that's not his priority, is to fully take this role of to fact check everything, because he's over there, focusing on, let's make this great Mandalorian and Grogu movie, or hopefully great, because I think what made the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian click was that it was Filoni and Favreau working together, because as you all were just talking about, having those two together working great with each other. They're a great dynamic duo there. And so I think that's what's really going to make this new movie work, as opposed to some of these other shows. I think Mando season 3 is more of a Favreau baby than anything. Not saying Filoni didn't have involvement; he absolutely did.
Yeah, for sure.
He was more focused on Ahsoka, and that I personally enjoyed more. But like there's definitely a couple flaws with that there too, And so.
And I have some pushback on that a little bit as well, but I think I've talked to you about that in terms of, I think there was a lot of shenanigans involved in the process behind season 3 that had nothing to do with Favreau, and more about the executives at the top.
That's just
I think there was a lot of executive pushback and changes.
Well, that's just speculation, though, is we don't know what does or doesn't happen there. But what we do know, though, is Filoni wasn't as hands-on. It was more of a Favreau project.
Correct. Yeah.
So
I'm with you 100% on Filoni in terms of him knowing the universe and everything. I was 100% with him up until the Acolyte. When
Well, that's here's the thing though, is
he wasn't. That's not his show.
Yeah,
it's not his show, but he was creative and signed off on the scripts.
Probably because he got
right,
told
but
to, though.
nothing there is canon breaking like they say though is a problem. People like to
There's
think
some
it is,
stuff
but
in
it's
there
not.
that's
not
very
canon
broken.
breaking. It was just
Absolutely
very
not.
bad acting and very bad storytelling.
Very bad storytelling, yeah.
But
so,
he's right though, not canon breaking at all. Everything fits.
Yeah.
Tell me what doesn't fit.
Yes and no.
Tell me what doesn't.
The whole retcon of Anakin's miracle birth.
No,
it wasn't retconned.
The two girls.
It was never
that
retconned.
was a retcon.
It was never retconned. No, because they talked about Darth Plagueis creating life. Anakin was supposedly Palpatine doing it. And so the other two were Plagueis.
Well, nobody knows where Anakin came from.
Nobody knows.
But
we
suspect. Miracle.
Yes.
I would argue the same with you don't know where these girls came from either. So,
you do.
You do.
That's
it's
literally.
I don't know that it is Plagueis.
Shown.
It could have been the mother. We don't know that either. So.
Well, yeah, we don't know Plagueis' role in it. If he learned it from the witches, or if the witches worked with him, we don't know. But what we do know is these are from a Force anomaly, which is a Force anomaly that's set up versus Anakin's an actual Force miracle. And so there's a difference there of how they occur.
Good point.
Here's how I see it. Is the planet where the witches were on, it's a planet, only like this planet, as far as we know, is where these Force miracles happen. There's a lot of other stuff in the universe where like miracles like that will happen, or only on that planet will happen.
Yep.
And so I don't think there's anything lore breaking.
And here's the thing: I love your idea, Spencer, with Filoni being creative, and then you stick Favreau in that business side because he is a producer. He's produced movies. So I think that's a good idea. You go that DC route. I think all our minds went to that DC route and take Kathleen Kennedy. Here's your pension. Go live a nice life in a mansion.
You know what's interesting?
She needs to retire. It's time.
I think what's going to be interesting is to just see how this whole DC thing works out, because this is going to be a real test for can you recover a damaged brand with this new approach to focus on quality storytelling. And so if it works, I think more than just Star Wars could go to that. It'll be really interesting to see, like, well, maybe this is the new way. If it works, more franchises, like maybe Universal will start adapting and actually bring in their dark Universal stuff that they're wanting. Yeah.
I would also argue that after this, we also want to see, because Marvel has come out and Kevin Feige said they're going to start making some changes moving forward. We'll see how that goes, because that could mean some internal stuff inside of Disney that would change other separate Disney studios.
Well, he confirmed over just at D23 that they're going to be working on more. I think it's 2 movies a year, and is it 3 shows?
2 movies,
and that
3
probably
shows,
and that I think that would include animated, right? Yes. So like they're focusing on quality there, and we know not that he's not involved with the show side still, but he's not as hands-on in the show side as he was before, so he can focus more on the movie side.
It is true. They make a lot more on the movies, that's for sure. So it makes a lot of sense why they need him more on that side of things anyways.
Here's where I think the real test, going back to DC and something that Marvel still hasn't done yet. And it looks like they're trying to do a little bit with some of the animated stuff, connecting it. But the continuity between all the different medias, Star Wars did that first.
They did.
Star Wars did that first. And so it's very interesting it'll be very interesting to see if DC succeeds at it, where Star Wars kind of tried to succeed but faltered.
This will be maybe the 3rd time Star Wars has failed on this now, I think.
Yeah.
They keep trying to do the whole everything is canon, and then it which I think the smart thing moving forward is just don't say everything is
connected. Well, but that's why I'm saying it's going to be interesting, because DC has said for the main DCU, everything, no matter the medium, is connected. So if they come out
I
with
am
a
a little
game
bit
that
more
says-
worried after seeing what's happened with Star Wars for them on that side of it.
That's the thing.
Just
Yes.
the publishing and the publishing side is going to be the hardest.
Well, this new DCU is just like what we get on screen, though. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily like comics that we're getting with it.
No. It's
So,
movies
like,
and
it'll
TV.
Yeah.
And then there's a slight chance because he talked about video games a lot when they announced.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern
Yeah.
is if Gunn really can pull off video game stuff.
Which would be amazing.
Especially with all the
it'll be
video game
interesting.
stuff right now.
Well,
With the studio,
it's really
because video game
interesting.
studios are having such a rough time.
Well, it's just really interesting because it's like if you're wanting to make a really good game based in the DCU, who's doing it? What studio is going to do
What
it?
studio?
Well, and that's the thing because you have the internal one. Which,
Yeah, if you got Warner Bros. Games doing it,
which is basically
which technically they're more
NetherRealms,
publisher.
which is basically NetherRealms, right? Is their
NetherRealms,
internal?
which is Mortal Kombat. If you do another,
You know what? Since we're
Justice.
talking about it, let's talk about the
Justice, yeah.
Warner Bros. News since we're
Okay.
since we're touching on it. As there's a couple bits there. Let's go into the one that just makes me sad. Although to be fair,
yeah.
much reason. Apparently,
Speaking of video games and
Warner Bros.
Makes sense.
Warner
Makes
Bros.
sense.
You know, there's been a bunch of Warner Bros. Has been having it really rough this year. Other than actually, they've been
Yeah.
having it pretty rough this
Yeah,
year. You know,
there's been-
Suicide Squad did really bad, and apparently this Multiverses game that I was really into is actually one of my picks of the week whenever it came out because I was really into the game.
It was.
And it's
Bust.
gotten 100 million to the 200 million write down. Yeah, so another 100 million write down or whatever because of making them lose a bunch of money. Here's what I find crazy about this is why is it this game costs so much when it doesn't look that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like I really like it, but it doesn't feel that, you know? And as far as I understand, it's a relatively small studio.
You know what I think it is? Consultant fees.
I don't know.
And consultants make so much damn money. It's
Are they
insane.
okay? Here's a question: the voice actors, are they the like?
They do try to bring back whoever has actually worked on them.
That
Yeah,
costs a
Batman.
lot.
That'll be a
Batman.
big chunk.
That cost a lot.
Yeah, Batman was done by the late Kevin Conroy, one of his last ever.
It was his last one. One
voice-
of his last ones, yeah.
The last one we'll be getting from him will be
What the fuck is it called?
a month or two.
What?
What are you thinking of?
There was something that I. What did you think of? What did you say?
He has voice lines that we have yet to hear from Suicide Squad.
That's
That'll
right.
supposedly be appeared in next season.
Yes, that's what we were talking about that. That's why I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what, Matthew? This is something that me and Chris have talked about about Lego Dimensions. He's saying Warner Bros. would get a pickup if I said something before bring back Lego Dimensions. And me and Chris was talking about it being like it would be a great thing to like get into. Like what I like about Ubisoft's approach to that idea of how they have a digital version with that Star Atlas game or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but like with the spaceships, they also have a digital version, and then like you can just get everything with it as well, not necessarily have to worry about all the physical components. It's like they don't have to completely shut down the game to make it something that you just can't play at all now. You know, it's like it'd be great to actually have a version where you could pay $60 and have the digital rights to everything in it. You know. So absolutely right. But anyway, anyway, back to this multiverses thing is I think they did a lot of things right for this game. There's definitely a couple things here and there I was like, on, but like I didn't necessarily. It's just the free to play market, right? And I think the big problem of it now is not necessarily that multiverses is a bad game. The free to play market is just incredibly hard to break in when you have the top dogs of Fortnite, Call of Duty, at least on the console. Like I'm trying to think, and
on mobile,
I feel like Fortnite and Call of
mobile.
Duty. Well, but on console side of free to play gaming, like what else is there that's really dominating? That's doing fine, you know. Good. I should say.
Warframe's still doing good.
Rocket League, Warframe. So like you have these big ones that have been around for years.
Brawlhalla is still doing well, amazingly.
That's right. So, but anyways, like you're talking, it's just point is it's a market that's really hard to break into, and I feel like we're seeing like all these things are just not working out for them. Like for example, it's showing that Overwatch isn't working out when they try to do that, you know, and news with Overwatch that we'll touch on that in a little bit, but this free to play market is just hard to break into. So But we'll see what happens, because it sucks, because this game has a community around it. And I mean, obviously numbers have dropped off and they're trying to get people back. Something that they're actually doing, and I got an offer for it, is come back, play our game, and you get this season pass for free, which is interesting. So I was like, okay, I might
at least go log on.
Because look at look at who's in the stream.
Yeah, Raven. I know, I see.
Freaking Raven's there, and they have I think her name's Marceline from Adventure Time be the other character, but it's like Raven.
Yeah, that's right.
And they have is it Tara Strong who voices her is back, and so
which is money, more money, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Tara's not cheap.
No, most of these voice actors, these big video game voice actors who also do TV and movie voices, are a lot of money. It's funny if you notice what this article also mentions. It mentions another failed Warner Brothers game. So far, it's failed.
Yeah, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, which is interesting. Like I think that's a big okay. Not okay. Maybe it would have helped a bit with multiverses, but I definitely feel like I saw some of it. Actually, no, I'd say it applies to both of them. Because I only saw multiverses more because I was involved with it. Is that they didn't really market either of them heavily. Like,
no, they didn't.
Harry Potter kind of just like all of a sudden like came out, and it's like,
just
oh
there.
yeah. Also,
I didn't even know about the game till like a month before it came out. Till you guys told me.
That's the thing. That's not until then they really started saying anything about it, and even then they weren't really marketing it. Really,
yeah, and when it first was announced, it was assumed it was going to be a free to play, and then they changed the model to a paid, which was a terrible idea. Because this is the kind of game that you can draw people in to play for free, and then if they want to pay, people will pay for microtransactions.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting.
And that's an internal studio. That's Portkey Games did that. That's an internal Warner Brothers studio. So that was a full Warner Brothers decision, which is interesting in this market. That they were like maybe multiverses had something to do with that.
Could have been.
I think a big problem with multiverses too is like how a lot of people are maybe turned off from its initial beta period because of it feeling like an official release and not,
Yeah.
And so, because there's an interesting thing. And so, there's a lot of components to it, but obviously they're not doing great. And they said that they wanted to now focus on 4 main franchises moving forward. Those games such as being Hogwarts Legacy, so like the world of Harry Potter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a sequel's already been talked about.
Yeah. We have Mortal Kombat they're going to focus on, which
that's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Easy cash
cow. I was about to say they released a trailer for Ghostface today. It looks really cool. Anyway, Game of Thrones, which is interesting because we haven't had anything console wise other than
we have
the Telltale game and the board game on PC at least.
There was another game as well, I believe.
Oh, like the Thronebreaker thing or whatever. Yeah. But like we haven't had that in a huge other than the Telltale though, we haven't had that in like a big AAA capacity though.
No, there's never been a big I thought there was also an action game for 360.
Oh, I don't know. But it's interesting though because there's like a big Game of Thrones game on mobile or about to or something, and so that's where they're hoping with that right now. But I mean, could definitely very much go in on the console side.
Yeah,
and then
action role playing game in 2012.
What's it called?
Game of Thrones. Takes place concurrently with season 1 of Game of Thrones and switches between 2 characters, Alistair Sarwyck and Mors Westford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember this game.
This is in the era of like movie tie-in games, you know.
Unreal Engine 3 it was made on. Yep.
Yikes.
We're on 5 now.
If I was to look at this image, I would think
now?
this is freaking Oblivion and not.
Yeah, this is a Game of Thrones game. Yeah, I remember playing this.
It doesn't look bad.
It's not terrible. No, it was okay.
So yeah. But I mean, if we got more games like that, that'd be cool. It'd get me more interested in into the IP.
Of course, it got in the 50s on the Metascore for PC, PS3. Oh, I wonder. Let's see how much it is on Steam.
Anyway, while you're looking into that, the last franchise that they're looking into is DC, of course, and in particular, they're saying Batman because just
Cash
like
cow.
Mortal Kombat,
Cash
exactly, cash cow.
Batman
so
is the easiest. Now you could still screw up a Batman game. That's pretty easy to do.
I'm sending
But
you a link, Spencer.
if they do another Arkham,
They
easy
did. They
money.
just did one. Yeah, they
The
just did one.
VR. It was VR exclusive though.
Yes.
Well, it's actually really good though.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I hate to say though, it ain't gonna sell a lot of headsets, to be honest.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think if you release a PC or a console, you're gonna outsell VR. We're not there with VR yet.
Well,
no, but they're
It's
working
getting better. But
and they did their most recent Rocksteady game, which is the studio they're going to focus on for the Arkham series. Apparently, they want to make another Arkham game. Spencer and I played and beat. It wasn't terrible. It had some issues, but it definitely was fun.
Yeah, like I think it definitely has its problems, absolutely. But we had a lot of fun with
slow
it,
motorcycles.
Oh well, Gotham Knights, yeah. But I thought you were talking about Suicide Squad though, because you're talking about Rocksteady, who made that.
Oh yeah, that's
because it was Warner Bros. Montreal that's who made
that's
Gotham
right.
Knights,
That's right.
which is who made Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Now, but you're right though. If they were going to do back to an actual Arkham game, they'd be going back to the voice cast of what they're going to be doing with Arkham Shadows.
Yes.
Here, which is the voice cast that they use from Origins. And what's really concerning with me with this though is all the big veterans who had a massive hand in making that trilogy of Asylum, City, and Night. They're all gone. Rocksteady is a completely different studio now. Among layoffs that they put in because of Rocksteady, or because of the failure of Suicide Squad, that that game is right now on.
It hurts their brand.
Oh yeah, that game right now is just on. It's on life support right now as they just finish up all the stuff that they had planned to release for the first year content.
Yeah, I haven't even used my free battle. So we bought the expensive version. You get a free battle pass token, and we're in season 3, and I haven't even used it yet. I'm waiting for the last season, which is the next one, right? Because you get because it's Deathstroke.
Well, I think there's technically
two more. Oh no, there are 2 more.
But there's like 2 seasons per chapter.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, you know what I meant.
But yeah. This new season is where Deathstroke's, and supposedly it's when Batman's going to be back as well.
So that's why I'm waiting for that one. I haven't picked it up since the Joker season, which was season 1. We've had season 0, which is when we played it the most. And
when that came out.
Season 1, you played it more than I did, but we still played it a bunch, and that's when we beat it. And then the story, and then I haven't played it since, but you've played a little bit of last season, right? Because you unlocked her, didn't you? You unlocked the.
I got Miss Freeze, but I didn't get the person of the current one, which is Lawless, which I got close to, but I haven't done
Deadshot's
it yet.
daughter.
Yeah, I'll probably play through the main story stuff of that before for the new stuff.
Yeah, I need to jump on there and play some more of it. So let me know when you do. Maybe we'll stream it, guys. Wait till my finger heals, though, for sure in that game. Holy shit, yeah.
I was about to say Deathstroke's going to be part of the next big update, so.
And that's December, isn't it? Fuck.
We don't have any.
So it might be January.
It'll be one of those.
It'll be January.
If it's December, I'd guess late. It could be about a month from now.
Yeah.
Could be about a month from now.
Yeah.
So
Christmas
it depends.
surprise.
Could be a little more. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah.
But hopefully, also we're then getting Injustice 3. Hopefully, at some sort of DC fighting game. Because I would be okay if they went to a different story. Because the Injustice story is a specific story arc. In the comics, so I'd be very okay with them going to some sort of different other a new 52s or something like that. Or
I would absolutely love Injustice. But the thing is with them now saying they're going to do Mortal Kombat, focus on that. It's I don't know how much that's actually going to happen.
Especially because they just started
now.
the universe over and everything. Yeah, Is the timeline over? I mean,
and here's the
so,
thing,
yeah.
though, is if it's going to be Injustice, it'd have to be NetherRealm. If they're just doing Mortal Kombat,
Well,
which
yeah,
is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But I think we're probably just going to have to accept that Injustice is probably dead, which sucks. But,
Well, but you know where we'll get, at least we'll get superhero fighting is from Capcom. At least.
oh, yeah, because now I guarantee you they're looking into do Marvel vs.
Yes.
Capcom now.
Absolutely. After all this news, and there's thinking, oh, there's not
And
gonna
the
be
sales.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's doing well.
Marvel
It's
The
doing
vs.
amount of
Capcom
sales that when that
4
came
was-
back.
Yeah, that game
It's doing good.
It's doing real good.
And the
man.
physical
It's
still
awesome.
hasn't hit yet.
I
We're still waiting on the physical.
impulse bought that game, and so
Yeah, you
and me and Chris played a bit of it, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I need to play
I still
more of
haven't
it.
bought it yet.
Yeah,
I
we
was waiting
do.
for the physical.
Thank God you bought it on PC too, didn't you?
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah,
played it.
that's how we played it with remote play. Fuck yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's that stuff
We
there.
do need to play more. I forgot you had that. God damn it. That I can play.
Can you though?
Probably not.
Within reason.
What's left bumper?
Within reason.
What's left bumper? Special,
it
I
depends
think.
on the game. It depends on the game.
Yeah, it does. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it does. That collection. Man.
All right. Anyway, let's keep on going on and talk
Yes.
about some other stuff here and there.
Yes.
As we've been babbling a lot, we still got a lot to talk about, but other stuff. So let's just, I guess, try to get through some of this stuff quicker.
Yep.
I'm just gonna kind of just go through it the order it is. You know what? Let's just go and do all the Marvel stuff since that's one of our main things
That's a
here
good
because
idea.
there's a bunch of Marvel stuff.
Yes.
We have the execs are supposedly obsessed with Channing Tatum as Gambit.
So excited. So fucking excited.
So that means
I
that
think Hollywood's just excited because they managed to snatch up Channing Tatum. That's
all I
it is.
get out
Not
of
even
this is that
no.
it's just to tease that we were going to get more Gambit somehow. They're just working on
I
it.
mean,
So-
that's always
so-
good. And
so
any way to
here's-
get Gambit
dude.
in the live action's good. I
Well,
don't
but
care
not
who
even
plays
that. Channing Tatum. This is so. Just think of this is Channing Tatum's Deadpool. Like
Yeah, it
this
is in a lot of ways.
He's been wanting to do this
for a long time. This has been
15 years.
It's crazy.
Probably.
Yeah,
Damn.
crazy long
Since
time.
since Origins. What was Origins? 2008, right? No, 2007.
Something sure
Something like that.
around there.
Somewhere
around
in there, yeah.
And what after he saw that movie and they had a version of Gambit in there, he's like, "Oh, well, I want to do my Gambit." And he started to and they make so many jokes.
2009.
So many jokes in Deadpool and Wolverine about it. And
Yeah.
and he deserves this. Patrick, you're going to be blown away. Blown
Yeah.
Yeah,
away.
I can't wait to check it out.
I just watch. I get every time I watch the movie, I make sure because, like I said, I had it on earlier today for background noise, but I made sure that when he shows up, I'm sitting down and watching because the man is an artiste as an actor. Bravo, Channing Tatum.
he's always been
the
a good
fact that
actor.
he could pull off that fucking accent and say it with such I mean, I have to think about how many takes they started cracking up. But then I've heard that he would go around and just talk like that on set, you know, while between takes so he would keep it up. And that's dedication, man. And he deserves this. He deserves to be a part of any X-Men movie that there is, because for me, Gambit is one of the OG X-Men. I mean, that's only, and I know he's not an OG X-Men, but when you grew up in the 80s and 90s, and then the cartoon comes out and the comics and everything, Gambit is a main.
Yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
good call. Yeah, what year was that?
Wait a moment. This is listening to two different things here. Hold on.
This isn't 1990. Is that it? Right?
Oh, this is what it is. The cameo in X-Men Annual 14, 1990 was when he came out.
Yeah.
Uncanny
yeah.
X-Men 266 was his full appearance.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're a kid from my era, Gambit is an X-Man. You know, he I was what, 8 years old when his first appearance. So, that's really when you start getting into comics and stuff around that age. And so Gambit is, yeah, man, like, I am so excited for Channing Tatum. I'm so happy that Ryan Reynolds got him this shot. I would love a Thieves Guild movie.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be really cool. Like, even if it's Elseworlds, as you want to call it.
That's something that Marvel definitely needs to capitalize on
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely. If you give Gambit an Elseworlds Thieves Guild movie where it's got this tone, like a Logan tone, and it's because if you don't know, the big thing with the Thieves Guild is their rivals are the Assassins Guild. And so it'd be really cool to see a battle between, because there's some big Marvel characters that are technically part of the Assassins Guild, I feel like, but not necessarily from that faction of the Assassins Guild, because you have to understand these guilds are worldwide. Those are some cool covers.
Yeah.
Mr. Retro says they should take inspiration from the old cartoon everyone loved for Gambit. Yeah, absolutely. Well, in X-Men 97...
Yeah, as I was saying, what really made that work is they took like what worked from the comics and did a good job of inputting it
into the movie. Yes. Oh my, yeah, and into
something that I was hearing about recently on a podcast specifically. I'm trying to remember who it was. I don't remember who it was. I think it was actually on Jim Cummings' podcast. He brings on other like voice actors. Sometimes an actor here and there.
I love that podcast. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I've seen like clips of it.
I really like it. It's one of the few podcasts I actually actively follow.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember who it was that he was talking to, but he was talking about how like Stan for a bunch of those older Marvel shows, like when they'd like come out, like he'd invite people over to his house to watch them because Stan. He had like an active development in helping with a lot, making like Spider-Man was the main one. And for anyone that doesn't know, Jim Cummings voiced Shocker in that. So
yes,
yeah.
He did a couple of voices in that show as well.
Shocker is the main one.
Yeah. Because if you if you look at the cast list for that show, it's a bunch of actors have like
it's a lot
slash.
Yeah.
Especially back then when.
You were getting paid a rate to do multiple voices.
Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, I just get out of that. Well, we should definitely, hopefully, get more Gambit out of that, and with the execs realizing that, and fans, and them hopefully seeing the response from fans, hopefully, something good will come out of Tatum. Coming out as Gambit there. Oh, we have a bunch of it. Okay, sorry, that threw me off there because that was multiple.
Damn it, I can't see what the slash is for him. How do you check that? Oh, I probably go to
what
the slash for like who he is in Spider-Man. Here we go.
Oh,
that's an old. Oh, gotta go all the way to the 90s. Page down.
To the 90s.
Page down.
Are you talking about? But yeah, I absolutely do love Gambit and the cartoon though.
Okay.
It's done so
he also
well.
was Man Spider and Chameleon.
Okay.
Oh, and he was also Herman. That's Shocker's name, duh. But yeah, Chameleon, Man Spider. He did Peter Parker. His voice at one point for an episode, one of the Man Spider episodes, which makes sense because they probably were just like, here, do both voices real quick.
Interesting.
Yeah, great. That's that whole story arc is Blade and Morbius stuff, which is really
all
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we got lots of other Marvel stuff to talk about, so let's get into it.
Absolutely.
First, we have a trailer for What If Season 3, which I think this looks awesome because What If Season 1 was, I guess you could call it okay overall. It was a roller coaster. You had some great episodes, some not so good episodes. Season 2 overall really picked up to where I only feel like there's maybe only 2 okay episodes in season 2. All the others, I was like, okay, I really like this. These are really good.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it, or it's like, oh, this is actually really good. And so I'm liking the teases of what we're seeing here. We're having like light vision stuff come in. Like so much stuff going on here. It's just like, whoa, okay. I'm here for it.
Everyone's favorite duck is back.
Who is that on the right?
Wait. What part?
There.
Here?
Yeah, who is that on the right? Supposed to be.
Great question.
Is that? I'm wondering, and Matthew will know this name. I'm wondering if it's supposed to be Melinda May, who is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's my mind went to...
Who's Ming-Na Wen. The actress is Ming-Na Wen, who we all know is a Disney princess.
Yeah. And she does a lot of voiceover work still.
She does, yeah. So I wonder if they're going to pull her in.
That'd be very interesting.
That'd be
He's
awesome.
saying might be. So we can see we're getting another Guardians episode of sorts. Because you can see there's Korg, Groot, Nebula there. Yep. Season that ends all. Bucky and...
I love this.
Yeah. There's, of course, the Watcher. We're having a... I don't remember what that Marvel story is called. Like 1800 something, wherever they do it. But like
1608.
No, you're thinking about what they did for last season.
Last season.
There's an 18 something that I think they did
1843.
I don't remember what it's called, but there's a Western one that you can tell that they're doing a part of. A bunch of stuff that they're teasing here. I'm not quite sure how it all fully ties in or what they're doing. So it'll be interesting once we get the full what if list of episodes. I'm excited to see Howard the Duck back, as I've really enjoyed him every season. It seems like he just gets a bigger role every season. Absolutely funny here. Yeah, looks awesome.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That is Seth Green, right?
I think so.
Sounded like Seth Green in the trailer.
I think that's...
That's a good question.
I'll look it up. I'll look up the what if.
We also have Dormammu coming back, which is going to be interesting.
Yay, Dormammu.
Looks like that Zeus there. We're having the tease of the Mech Avengers there. Oh, here we go. All the different mechs.
Yeah, we're getting Voltron, like awesome. Marvel Voltron.
Yeah, Marvel Voltron.
Badass.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a lot of fun. See Shang-Chi's kind of like rings coming in there.
Yay!
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun there. Oh yeah, looking forward to this for sure. Oh, we're getting back something with Yondu. That excited me, saying Yondu back. I think I saw Mordo there. There's something with Hulk.
The Watchers. That's
multiple Watchers now.
Those are like probably.
It'll be interesting because it's going to be like the main Watcher of the show. He broke the rules. So
that's what I'm saying. These are his council, basically. Like
or others being like, well, I don't know if this is exactly how Watchers look, but I don't. When did the Watchers come into play? Like, I don't know when they first came out, but the vibe I get from the Watchers in one of those cases of DC copy Marvel, Marvel copy DC, is they remind me a lot of I think of their name.
First appearance.
But the Guardians from Green Lantern.
Yeah. That's what they remind me of too. Yes.
And so like it's one of those cases where it's like, well, you can tell they obviously based one from the other. I just don't know what came first. My guess would be Green Lantern, but I could be wrong.
You might be wrong because April 6th, 1963, Fantastic Four number 13 is the first time we see the Watcher. When is Green Lantern's first appearance?
1960.
Oh, so maybe they just coincidence, or you think that Stanley...
Well, that's a solid 3 years right there where they're like, oh, well, look at that. Okay, pluck that idea, because it's not like it's a one-on-one thing, but like they definitely took something like that, like it's very much like how a lot of people say of how it's like they took Thanos from Darkseid, or Marvel took for Deadpool from Deathstroke, and so.
Yeah.
They were in Guardians Volume 2 with Stan Lee. Yes, that was an awesome appearance there.
Yes, and when they
Him
were
telling
flying
the
by.
stories
Yep.
there. I loved it.
At the
Again,
end,
seeing
yeah.
celestial stuff is awesome because listen, I like Eternals because of the celestial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, only 8 episodes left. They're gonna do that everyday release strategy, so it'll be cool to see him go up against the celestial. Looking forward to seeing that. All the teases here, what's going on. But then they have this one big final tease here in a moment, and this is where it's like also gets a bit bonkers because it's oh yeah, we're having Kahori back. That's
Yeah, which is
awesome. But look,
exciting. Yeah, Storm is
it's
Thor. That was
frickin'
awesome.
Storm Thor, and there
Storm
we
is
have that
Thor,
big
yeah.
tentacle monster thing going on. It's like, all right, I'm all in for this. This looks awesome as they're going against whatever that monster is. So
It's
I
Doctor
can't wait for
Strange
this.
again. He's back.
He's back. I could see that.
I can see it too.
The what if stuff looks fun, and I'm all in for anything resembling Voltron. Right? Give me
Right.
Voltron. But yeah, what if looks awesome.
I love that it's Darcy and Howard the Duck. By the way, they're still dating, basically. It's Darcy.
Yeah.
We're not playing the audio, but definitely go listen to
This bit is great.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a great great trailer for sure. I'll be honest, out of the main 3 Marvel things, because we have 2 other Marvel things that we're about to get into, but this is the one I'm honestly looking most forward to, out of them all. So, but anyway, without further ado, let's keep on going because we also got a new trailer for Brave New World, Captain America 4, Brave New World.
Before we move on to this, from that, you remember how when is it coming out? December 22nd. Okay. So that means soon we're going to get the list of the titles of the episodes.
Sooner than later, yeah.
Yes.
As soon as this comes out, I'll be sharing them around for sure.
Absolutely.
They're doing that, unwrap a new episode daily for 8 days. I love that full thing.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. I closed out of it. I blame you for messing up.
I know, it's my fault. It's all my fault.
But anyway, we got a trailer for Brave New World here.
So first thing here, Isaiah is the actor Carl Lumbly, another Alias alum, who was amazing in Alias and was with the whole show throughout all 5 seasons. Definitely check out Alias. I'm gonna plug it a million times.
All right, noted.
On Disney Plus.
Nice. Yeah, we got
Bradley Cooper as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really interesting how
I will say Marvel can cut really good trailers.
Yes.
And I think this is from it because I've been hearing rough things about this movie behind the scenes without getting into it too much.
So I have a feeling
so
the
I'm
problem
hoping
people are going to have with this movie is the political message.
I hear a lot of people saying it's just really too slow for him.
But okay, so people are expecting wanted a more actiony movie, and they're getting more of a drama. Got it. Okay, that sets expectations, though. You know, it definitely sets expectations.
See what happens.
Because look, like you. What'd you say? What's the quote you typed in earlier, Patrick? Patrick asleep?
I don't know.
I think Patrick's asleep.
Hold on.
Patrick is definitely asleep. And I'm leaving him right there. Someone clip this.
We just got to keep on going.
Yeah, so the quote he typed earlier was,
Andrew,
get off my
Andrew
plane.
says, mostly just afraid of this one getting preachy.
I can understand that. That's what I think might be its problem. But I like these kind of movies. So I think I'm going to enjoy
see what happens.
it.
I hope it's good. Like, I'm kind of going out with low expectations with both Cat 4 and Thunderbolts, but I'm hoping that's for the better, where it actually ends up being something solid I enjoy, and not necessarily something that I'm super hyped about and being like, oh my god, this is cool. Like, this part I am legitimately looking forward to because it's them dealing with, in case you can't tell, hold on, there's a decent shot of it. Oh, hold on. Of it,
oh yeah,
right there. That's the celestial hand right there from Eternals. This is dealing with where people have been like, what's going on? There's even this celestial in the ocean. Well, we're finally touching on this, whatever's going on with the celestial healer.
Well, you guys, you know what the rumor is, right? What the Celestial is made out of.
Right.
The rumor is that it's made
Yeah.
out of adamantium. And
Right.
that's how they're going to find adamantium. And this is going to whole tie in now. We're going to start the whole X-Men kind of watch
Right.
for the MCU, because adamantium is now being added into the MCU, which it already has technically with Deadpool and Wolverine. But this,
Yeah.
obviously this is the sacred timeline.
There's a good look at it right there.
Yeah, and so that's what this is all about. It looks like there's people, like there's Giancarlo Esposito, who
well, this is
plays
interesting too, because
Bridge.
we knew ahead of time he only has like 1 or 2 scenes in the movie,
Yeah.
so and they're already showing all that in.
Yeah, which I think they're putting him in here more to set him up for a future movie, honestly.
Oh yeah, because supposedly the first thing he said was that he was going to have involvement in a show.
Yeah,
And obviously this
that's
is
right,
no show.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
right.
look.
Yeah,
got
Red Hulk,
Hulk there.
looks amazing, and it's Harrison
He looks
Ford, so
good.
it makes it even more.
My
Indiana
big-
Han Solo Jones is Red Hulk.
God. My big hope for this movie is that at least, hopefully, I hope that in this modern era of MCU, we can get one Hulk right, because they've fucked up She-Hulk and they fucked up regular Hulk. So I hope hope this Hulk can.
They didn't
be
start
good.
out fucking up regular Hulk was the problem. They fucked him up in the end. They made him manic depressive bipolar Hulk.
Yeah, as much as I really like Endgame, that's like my biggest problem with the movie is what they do with him.
Oh, dude, that's why Avengers 1 is one of my favorite, is probably my top Marvel movies, because they get Hulk right.
Yeah, like I don't mind them not doing like the.
Yes,
Hulk
Ally
styles
McBeal's
great
husband is Red
anymore.
Hulk, correct? Callista Flockdart's husband.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Hey, how was your nap?
Yeah, I passed out.
We know. That's why I asked. How was your nap?
I don't mind.
We're hanging on by a thread tonight.
I don't. I didn't mind Hulk and Infinity War, because I think it was an interesting idea of him showing him being bested and being scared. But like they definitely could have handled that better, especially at the end of like not coming out at all. But it is what it is. This confrontation, though, I think is probably going to be the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So we'll see what happens with this. I hope it's good.
The rumor is that he's like exposed to the radiation against his will, right?
I don't know. I'm not too fully sure.
That's the route I'm going more.
That's
down
what I've
towards
heard.
Or something that causes him to get exposed.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
press,
Yeah,
being the president, and he foregoes the decision to go ahead and just show the world.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think the movie, again, even if it's too slow for the general public, I enjoy slower movies because that means they have more story content.
Yep.
That's what that means. And if people are all pissed off that they're not getting more action, dude, did you watch? I mean, Civil War is an anomaly where you have that slow drama side and then you have a lot of action.
Yep.
But Winter Soldier wasn't a lot of action-y.
Oh, there's a lot of exposition.
A lot of exposition. It was a fantastic movie. One of my favorite Marvel movies.
It was really good.
Yeah. I love rewatching Winter Soldier. Love it.
It's great. Great.
It's probably in my top 5. Honestly.
It's good.
Because again, like you said, Patrick, the exposition, the explaining, the going.
This is what Star Wars needs.
Yeah. Well, and look, some of their TV has done that well. Look.
Yeah. Some of it.
Andor.
Andor's a great example.
Andor is a perfect example of how they're going.
Tony Gilroy can do no wrong. Except cereal scenes. We don't need that many cereal scenes.
Dude,
it was funny. It was funny.
But look, it was perfect. It showed the. It reminded me
daily
of
life.
Look, yes, it's the daily life in Star Wars of some guy who works for the Empire.
Which I'm kind of glad because that's
like-
kind of I think we're gonna have that in Skeleton Crew. I think they're keeping that in Skeleton Crew, the whole daily life of people in the galaxy.
Yes, yeah, well, yeah, with the kids and everything in the beginning.
And people going to commute for school or work.
yeah, but that's look
in the trailer.
Yes, and then they're gonna go to different planets and see the regular life of other planets, which will be cool. And you'll still have that action-y stuff that's not like that. That's gonna be so. Yeah, I think Skeleton Crew is gonna be, and Jude Law, fantastic actor. So I'm excited.
Jude Law, one of the few who can also do no wrong.
So yes, Matthew
The man
Coburn.
pulled
Winter
off
Soldier,
Dumbledore for crying out loud.
Winter Soldier was an awesome spy trailer. Yes, that's right, Andrew number one. I want this to feel like a Tom Clancy story as well. That's a great call. Speaking of Tom Clancy, I'm just gonna throw this. We're getting a Jack Ryan movie probably. Excited. Anyway,
I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bone as well. Division the movie. Let's make it happen.
I thought there was
time.
a rumor of a
It's
TV
time.
show possibly being made for that, but I
I
think
would have been okay with a TV show.
I think
as
it'd be a
well.
better
That'd fun.
TV show because you have to see
Yeah.
how New York really deteriorates, or DC, the whole country deteriorates because it starts in New
Yeah.
York, then it goes to DC, and so then we can each season could be a different city. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. But back to this. Yes, I think it would be. This is Winter Soldier is a spy thriller. This looks like it's kind of that spy thriller-ish, but with some action at the end. I think most of the action is going to be at the end, which is totally fine. It's called building up to a climax, folks. Most women appreciate that.
Wow.
That'll tie in with something later. Oh, it will. That's true. That's a good point. It will. It absolutely will.
It's not the way you expect.
So, I think Anthony Mackie is going to do fine as the new Cap. Yes, he's no Chris Evans. Of course not.
Yeah, I felt like they kind of dealt him a pretty bad hand, considering he's a pretty solid actor.
Yeah, so I am excited for Anthony Mackie and Cap. I'm not sure about the new Falcon yet, but you got to give him a full movie and not just parts in a TV show to really.
We'll see how he does. This is just his test run.
Yeah. So, and is he going to be Is he too old for Young Avengers?
That's a great question.
Because that would be cool if they tie him in a young. Yeah, I think he is. But
at least with the Young Avengers, we're getting set up.
That's true.
Sam Wilson getting the super soldier serum?
No, I don't think so. That's why he has the wings.
No, yeah.
That's why he has the adamantium wings. Or the vibranium wings, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Giancarlo.
Well, that's when you were asleep.
Late.
We were talking about that while you were asleep.
Yeah. I need to know how long was I out?
Not too long.
Not too long, like 10 minutes maybe.
Damn, that long?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'll never hear the end of it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I did just do a show before I did this show. So.
That was a choice you made.
It wouldn't be the first time I've passed out on air.
It's been 24 hours, Patrick.
It's been 24 hours. Beep. Beep.
It's been 24 hours. Yeah, wait, you're right. That's what we should have said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You guys did a 24/7 show without me?
No dark theme, Spencer? Yikes.
I know, terrible. Shows you how little I've touched.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We need heel turn.
You want your regular computer back. I know.
Heel turn Spencer has arrived.
All right, we now have a special look at Thunderbolts, where I'll say I
was impressed.
Don't have much interest in this movie.
I was impressed.
This movie didn't sell it. This trailer didn't do anything for me than it did before.
Yeah.
But I will say, after reading recent rumors about the movie, I'm more interested in it.
So,
now.
I think this one is going to be all about the comic timing. And if they don't have the comedic timing, because this is supposed to be like their Earth version of Guardians and their own version of, because you have to remember the Guardians of the Galaxy were convicts. And so it's the Earth version of Guardians, but it's also their Suicide Squad
Yeah.
And so the comedic timing is gotta be there. And if there's no comedic timing, then the movie will fall flat on its face. I like this whole Terminator fucking thing. That's cool.
Heck yes.
But again, like you said, last movie that we just watched the trailer for, Marvel knows how to cut a trailer. So
yeah.
But again, this one, like you said, yes. Oh, Andrew number one says he's very excited about Thunderbolts. This one should be fun, even if the story is sloppy. And that's the thing. It has to be fun. If it's not fun, no comedic timing, they're not silly about it, and it's not over the top a bit, then it's gonna fall flat on its face because they don't want you to take this movie seriously. Like, that's great. Yeah, when she's just like walking around, hold on, oh yeah, boom. Oh,
which that's a flashback to Civil War almost.
Yeah, and so Bucky is. I think the Bucky, those two are gonna be great together because David Harbour's fun.
Mm-hmm. I'll say I think Red Guardian is what I'm most excited for, just because David
Red Guardian and Winter Soldier to me, I think are gonna be the highlights of the. I do not like John Walker.
I'm interested to see what he does.
I don't like U.S. Agent as a character. I didn't like him in the show, and granted,
I think he could turn his character around in this movie.
I'm not a huge fan of the actor. I know that he's a legacy actor. He's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's kid, but I'm not a fan of Wyatt Russell. I don't know why. I don't know something about him. I don't like his acting style. Maybe this will change my idea. Mm-hmm. And Bob, Sentry. I'm excited.
Camera
to see
battery, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
I thought Wyatt Russell did a good job in Monarch.
Okay, yeah, one I still didn't end up watching once I watched.
Two big time legacy actors in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As much as I don't feel like she fits in the universe, I'm interested to see how she does. What's her name? The chick from Veep.
She's not Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yeah.
Who is she related to? Legacy means
not in terms of.
Legacy
you mean legacy as in family legacy?
Yeah, that's what legacy
not
means.
Not as in how long they've been in the business.
No, legacy. That's Wyatt Russell hasn't been legacy. When you say legacy, it means their parents. Like.
And who's the other one?
Yeah, who's the other legacy actor that has a Lewis Pullman? Oh, is that Bill Pullman's kid who plays Bob? No.
Oh.
Really? Oh, it is. Yo.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm interested to see what she does, but
That's Bill Pullman's kid. That's
when I see her, I think too much about it being Julia Louis-Dreyfus, not so much it being her character in the universe.
No,
I don't know. Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Am I the weird one?
What? Seeing her in she's fine. I don't have a problem with her.
I see too much of her, not the character she's playing.
You see Elaine is what you see.
I see Julia Louis-Dreyfus being Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
But
that's
Marvel. Not how she is in Seinfeld.
No, it's not.
So then,
but I also don't feel like it's like, because I think Spencer and I looked up her character description one time and it didn't really match that either.
Well, yeah,
she's doing like something unique in
she's
her style,
her
probably.
Take on Valentine. Yeah.
I'll say my sole main interest in this movie is what they're doing with Bob. Yes. If what I read is true, I'm a bit more interested in it. But other than that, I don't have much to say. That's at least nice about how I feel about Thunderbolts overall. And I'll be honest, a big part of it is I've just never really cared for Thunderbolts because I feel like they're a cheap version of wannabe Suicide Squad. It's a name that's just thrown around, except for their first ever story arc, which is what I think one of the best ever Marvel comics has probably been put out. But other than that, I just don't care for Thunderbolts ever. So
Yeah, and especially because it's definitely we've talked about this, the weirdness of they just came up with the name Thunderbolts after Thunderbolt Ross was already a character.
Yeah,
Like
he was.
it didn't make any sense why they that they didn't connect them. Like at all. They're not connected to Thunderbolt
Nope, not
Ross
at all.
at all, folks. Not at all. So like they couldn't come up with a different name to me. Like it definitely is weird.
The underdogs.
I'm trying to remember what the story arc is called. Hold on.
Oh, that the movie's based on?
No.
Oh.
The one he was trying to promote that's really good.
This one. It is called Thunderbolts, Justice Like Lightning. This is like the exact trait I have of it. This story arc right here. And they actually just put out, I think it was last year, they just put out this better Epic collection of it. Where Epic collection is like where they like reprint a lot of their older stuff in a nicer format. You get a good, like, they're thicker. This one includes like 13 or 14 issues, if I remember right. And so like it's pretty good.
Who are the characters?
You know, that's part of what makes this great. Is you don't know who they are until the end of the first issue.
Oh, very
And so,
awesome. That's
and
really
I will
cool.
say, even then, out of then, you probably know one of those characters. And so, like, this is part of my big beef of like with Thunderbolts, just generally, is Thunderbolts had a great, unique idea that is so great and unique that it could probably only be done once in this story, which is fantastic. Then after this, I feel like the name after this initial run of Thunderbolts is kind of just thrown around. And that's my big problem with Thunderbolts is they just try to capitalize off of it, off of how such a unique story it is. And then now when they use the name Thunderbolts, it doesn't really mean anything. Well, like I said, that's just more of a me problem with it more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. We also have, is that all the Marvel stuff? Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right. I got some gaming stuff to try to get through quickly.
Yes.
I'll just try to speed run through the rest of this. Yeah. We got a big but we got a lot more stuff.
Whoa, your mic's going all weird, Spencer.
Is it fine now?
Go. Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah, you're good now.
It's probably just a weird video issue there.
Yeah, probably.
For a moment. But anyway, Indiana Jones, this looks absolutely fantastic. We just got a bit more look at like just how things work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything when this was like, holy crap, it's like, I didn't know they would do this, but like, it just stands on everything that we kind of already know. It just looks great, you know. I'm awesome.
Showed a lot of mechanics, I'd say.
Actually, there's one thing I was kind of surprised by.
Okay.
I don't know where it was exactly, but they put an emphasis somewhere, I think is this part maybe, where they're talking about how some of the areas, it sounds like they're going to actually have like open world sort of areas.
Yes.
Which I didn't necessarily think they do because Machine Games is more linear. Everything we've seen is more linear.
No, they're gonna have side quests and everything and things.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, like
amazing.
I didn't realize there's gonna be like a little more on that. Like not full on open world, but have more open areas.
And you have to think like Indy is traveling to different places. So like where whatever like if you're in Cairo, it's gonna be a huge open world market and stuff. Where you can go on side streets and stuff. Yeah,
market literally appeared right when you're saying that.
And I'm so excited for how they're.
One thing that looked interesting too is, sorry to cut you off there,
go ahead.
Them actually showing off like the fist fighting mechanics is cool as well.
Well, that's a huge thing. With Indiana Jones is a brawler by nature.
Oh yeah.
He again like in the last, not this preview, in the last one they did a couple of weeks ago, they talked about how he rarely uses his gun. I'm sure they talked about it in this one too. I forgot though.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be very rare for you to use your gun.
Very rare to use your gun. You're going to use your whip and you're going to use the things around you. The environment is going to be, I'm so excited. Like, look at snakes.
Also, gotta hand it to Troy Baker for doing an absolute fantastic job
Yes.
with his voice as well.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be, and the
Oh, yeah, this looks great.
The animation.
Yeah, I had no clue that was even him in the first trailer.
Yeah, it's there's so much that like look, he just threw that guy into a chair and the chair broke and there was another guy in the chair sleeping or was just sitting there and it knocked both of them out. Like he used his gun once. Oh, scorpions, hey look.
Yeah, this just looks fantastic. We've talked a lot about this before, but
4 weeks to go.
we had to bring it up again.
Absolutely,
it's Indiana Jones.
It's Indiana Jones.
Can't wait.
And I still haven't decided if I'm gonna get the premium just because of money issues. The only reason
I actually have not watched this next thing, so I'm gonna react to it as we go, which is the new trailer that just came out today. For
I
Secret
briefly
Level.
watched it before we went live.
Let's react to it. Shh.
Yeah. I'm excited for.
Especially Chris knows exactly what's about to happen.
What is this game that ties into?
That's
this.
Man, I looked up the list too. Let me pull up the list of games.
All right. Because some of these games I'm not like completely into, but like they seem to have interesting worlds, and so I'm interested in.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see what's going on here. I'm looking forward to the Space Marine stuff.
That might be D&D. There's some D&D stuff that's
Sifu. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking stories.
Oh, it could be New World as well.
There's New World, I think.
Here it is. This is my favorite part. Inspired by your favorite games.
Yeah, right. Watch.
Yeah, watch this, Spencer. I'm watching Spencer.
That's awesome right there.
For sure, D&D, probably.
Yeah.
There's Warhammer.
There's Warhammer, Unreal Tournament.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this.
Hold on. Wait, here's our favorite right now.
There
it is. There it is.
Concord, folks.
Your favorite
Sifu
game,
stuff.
Concord.
Yeah, Sifu's gonna be awesome. I forget. Are they gonna do Cyberpunk? Is that like Keanu Reeves is?
I don't think so. No.
No. I wonder what.
What he's attached to.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably Armored Core. That is probably Armored Core.
It's Armored Core. Somebody called you.
Or it could be Exodus, a yet to be released hi-fi concept sci-fi RPG.
But yeah, what a list of names there. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Hart, Keanu Reeves, Kevin Hart, Tamora Morrison, Emily Swallow.
Ariana Greenblatt is from Walking Dead.
Luna, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's funny that his kid is fucking. His son's gonna be in it with too.
Merle Dandridge, Claudia. I'm not actually familiar.
Adewale and Kingwe Baje.
But I've heard of Laura Bailey, I think. But
anyway, yeah.
There's Tiamat there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's definitely D&D there with all that. Kevin Hart is Kevin's kid too. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, his daughter. I think his daughter is the girl in the that like debit card.
Oh, look at that axolotl. That's adorable.
Yeah. Outer Worlds is another game they're doing. A game called Honor of Kings. It's a mobile MOBA. Mega Man, New World, Outer Worlds 2, Pac-Man.
Yeah, I was interested. They said Outer Worlds 2, considering Outer Worlds 2 hasn't even come out yet.
They've
we don't
got
know
another
anything
game
about it.
Yeah, they've got another game that hasn't come out yet, Exodus, that they're
Warhammer.
doing.
So this will be our first real
Unreal
look at
Tournament
Outer
is
Worlds
with
2.
all the robots and stuff that we saw around.
Yep. Unreal Tournament's been around for a while.
They're doing
New
Spelunky.
World.
Spelunky. Oh yeah. Go
we
through
have
this.
New World right there.
That makes sense because it's Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah. PlayStation.
Which is where you now get a whole bunch of
PlayStation, because in the previous trailer we saw Kratos, and I was like, oh, that's cool. D&D, Outer Worlds 2, as we were just talking about, Pac-Man, but like horror-ish.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
There's
Honor of Kings.
That's a mobile MOBA that's big in Asia.
Okay. Armored Core, we were just
Core.
talking about. Mega Man's going to be
gonna
interesting.
Amazing. There's
Exodus,
There's
you're
that
just
one
talking
that
about.
hasn't come out. Yep.
Okay. Spelunky will be
That's gonna
interesting.
cool. Crossfire. That's do you guys know what Crossfire is?
Not right offhand.
Crossfire is a. You do know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it? Let's see.
It's like a car shooter brawler thing.
Correct. Yeah, it's like a car MMO essentially.
Yeah, it's like it kind of reminds me of like Demolition Derby mixed with
Yeah, and you can
what was
upgrade.
that game that used to be on PlayStation?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted
Yeah.
Metal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also it's in an open world and
And there's like a racing element.
There's a racing element as well.
Correctly,
You
yeah.
can like go. You drive around and you
Sounds
like.
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Oh, there's our favorite.
I love how they have an episode for a game that's already been canned.
I know
It's the best.
It's hilarious. What? Hey, contract's already signed.
And you know what's funny? It might have better story.
Well, what's funny is they were probably hoping this would be like, oh, the game's gonna come out. It's
They
gonna
thought
get
it was going to
hyped,
launch,
and then
next
for
level.
months it's gonna be good, and then all of a sudden it's gonna get reinvigorated when Secret Level comes out.
Here's
It's either
the
going to be
thing.
really good or really bad.
To Concord's credit, before we saw the gameplay and we got the world like trailer there at the beginning of that one like PlayStation
Yeah.
thing, it
Yeah.
was like the world looked fantastic.
Looks cool.
Of that,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a cool world. So like, you know,
Then they
yeah,
announced
hopefully
what
could
it
be
was, and we
solid,
were like,
but, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's so yeah. I think he
Yeah,
wants
the
to see
cinematic was
Overwatch clone.
awesome, and then
Okay.
we're like Overwatch clone. Oh nope.
I don't remember if I feel like surely I brought it up on the show before, but
Oh yeah, the Crossfire
quickly-
board game, Matthew. I used
I remember
to play that.
Yep.
The little marbles.
Yep.
What's interesting though is for Concord to, I think, break even, they would have had to steal half of the Overwatch 2 player base to buy the game for it to break even.
And then
No
yeah,
chance.
not a free
No
to play.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Which is crazy statistic to think about of raw numbers right there. And
It
that's
was
just
not a
raw
lot
numbers.
of not a lot of characters to pull you in either.
And that's just raw numbers I took from like saying, okay, we got the budget of the game. How many players play Overwatch? How many players would it take to, if you just took the raw number of $40 times that, you know, obviously there's more factors there, but roughly, right? As far as just raw numbers go, half of the active Overwatch 2 player base they would have had to convert over to be successful, which is crazy to think about.
Here, while you're going
Sifu,
yeah, I need to play more
Successful.
of that once this
that looks awesome.
yeah. It's on Game Pass, Patrick. You should
Yep.
try it. Install it and try it.
So
Stream it.
yeah.
Stream it. Definitely stream it.
Add it to my backlog.
Yeah, I will say this is a very diverse list, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see that no one episode will likely be like the other.
Exactly.
So you know, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks good.
Yeah. Before we move on, okay, some of the actors that we don't recognize the names. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't even realize before we move on. Tamara Morrison apparently is going to be in it too. Did we
Yeah,
see his
yeah.
name? Oh, he's right there.
named
that.
I didn't
Himself.
see it. I didn't see it. Yep,
Can't go
Boba
Fett
Fett.
himself.
Emily Swallow is from The Mandalorian.
Yep, she's the armorer.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Now I recognize the name. Ricky Whittle is from some show, American Gods and Land of the Bad. I mean, not some show. He's from American Gods and some show called Land of the Bad. I didn't know the second show. Merle Dandridge was in The Last of Us. I don't know who. Claudia Dumit from The Boys. Adewale Nkunye Agbaje is from Lost and The Union. Clive Standen is from Vikings and The Morning Show.
I just
Laura-
realized.
Laura Bailey,
Yep,
you know from
I
Legend
just
of Vox
realized.
Machina.
Well, I don't watch that, but I just realized why I recognize the name.
And Michael Beach is from The Perfect Couple and Tulsa King. And why do you recognize the name?
Because she's Abby from Last of Us 2.
Ah, there you go. And who is
She
Merle Dandridge in Last of Us 2?
Also, I don't know. I haven't played Last of Us 2. I know Abby
in
because
Last
it's
of Us.
Abby.
No, sorry, in Last of Us show.
Oh.
Dandridge.
She. I just want to say, Laura Bailey also voiced the voice of Mary Jane Watson in the new Spider-Man games.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Matthew had one in the chat.
I hated those side mission things where they make her.
Don't worry, they're not. Don't worry, they're not in the second for the most part. Well, okay, they are, but it's a lot better now.
So, this is it. Merle Dandridge in The Last of Us was Marlene in 2 episodes. Probably some you don't recognize the name. Probably some side character they kill off.
Luna, Ghost Rider, Agents of Shield.
Yeah, Luna. Yeah, Luna is Ghost Rider. Yes, Diego Luna. Well, he's also in.
No, Gabriel Luna.
Gabriel Luna. I mean, yeah, Gabriel Luna is. I think him and Diego Luna are brothers. I want to say.
Are you saying they're a legacy?
No, that wouldn't make them legacy. That's your parents. Well, I guess no. Your siblings kind of make you.
Oh, he was in Dark Fart. That's where I know him from.
Okay. Who?
That's where I know Gabriel. He was in Dark Fart.
Dark Fart.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? I hope you do.
Dark Fart.
Matthew just said it. Terminator, Dark Fart.
Oh, Dark Fate. Yeah.
Dark Fart.
Dark Fate. Dark Fart. Yeah.
Talk about a movie to piss you off in the first 5 minutes of watching it, if even.
I didn't even want to watch it, so I haven't, because I know it's pointless to watch. It'll just make me angry. I hear Genesis is better, which I've watched.
I'd say I'd rate Genesis as my third favorite Terminator. Because the real debate is what's the least shittiest Terminator movie after 2. Is the real debate as far as that franchise.
Well, I hear it's Dark Fate. 3 I actually enjoy.
3 is right down.
It's pretty bad, but I think Genesis is better than 3. But I enjoy Genesis 3, 2, and 1, and I haven't watched Dark Fate.
I think 3 was pretty bad. I'd put Dark Fate and 3
ahead
down
of 3.
at the bottom.
Yeah, I put Dark Fate, because I haven't even watched it, below 3. But then I'd put Genesis above 3, and then 1, and then 2 is my favorite.
You forgot Salvation.
Oh, that's right. Salvation was decent.
I'd put it probably right below Genesis.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's keep on going. Quickly get through this other stuff here. Macaulay Culkin is in season 2 of Fallout.
He's gonna be some nerdy, like, genius type guy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't have too much thoughts on this, but you know, it's going to be interesting to have a somewhat bigger name. I mean, not really relevant, but like to have a bigger name, then it's interesting.
I think
Mr. Home Alone has come home to Fallout.
I think he's gonna work for Vault Tech. Honestly, I think he's gonna work for Vault Tech. I think he's gonna be close to a big bad, and maybe even become the big bad by the end of the season.
Okay. Well, the idea of them getting into Vault Tech and all the like stuff they were getting into by the end of like season 1 was really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the most interesting part of the show is like, okay, that's really interesting.
Now we're going to New Vegas, where supposedly the headquarters for the current Vault Tech are. Oh, if you have not watched Fallout on Amazon, go fucking watch it. I might rewatch it now. Now I'm talking about it. It's so good. So good.
Yeah. All right. Next we have...
Matthew, speaking of Terminator, Matthew also watched the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Okay. I have not watched it.
I have not watched that either.
I'm obviously now I'd eventually watch, but I have so much other stuff I want to watch. All right. All right. Something I just wanted to quickly go through is Warcraft celebrated their 30th anniversary today via their direct. Where
they had a big event.
They revealed stuff, you know. They were teasing their next big updates revealed. Player housing finally, I guess. But what I'm interested in, they're talking about stuff with World of Warcraft Classic.
Yeah.
But then also, what caught my eye was that Warcraft 1 and 2 are being remastered. But not only are they being remastered, they get Shadow Drop today, along with the third one, which has already been out, and you can buy them all in a bundle, which is cool. And so it's really cool to see them have like these classic versions of World of Warcraft being like the trilogy all there you can buy together with all their expansions and stuff.
They're smart not adding it to Game Pass right away. Very smart.
Here's the thing is Warcraft is... Here's the thing, though, is while people don't talk about Warcraft nearly as much, it's still a huge flagship title. Yeah. That's once you're in it, you know. So
Yeah, it's smart for them not putting any Warcraft stuff on.
And then the last thing about it, a couple other things. Hearthstone's getting crossover with StarCraft, which is interesting.
Yeah.
We're trying to gather some
Rumble.
excitement for StarCraft, and Warcraft Rumble, which is the mobile game,
Yeah.
coming to PC. So, but yeah, I just want to really share because of the Warcraft news, because Blizzard's, I feel like, has been doing a good job of bringing back a bunch of their older games and being able to run them. Like, you can buy the original Diablo with its expansion on there, and that's something that I'll probably end up picking up because I really want to check that out and go through it at all.
Oh, we were looking at that because it's got online.
Yeah, because they added online to it. Like, that's awesome to see them do this stuff, and give that same treatment to Warcraft 1 and 2 when they already released Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Man,
and so now you can buy them all together. It's like, it's cool to see what they're doing here.
Can't wait till Warcraft, though, that bundle though ends up on Game Pass and we can yeah.
But yeah, I just want to go through that. Microsoft also confirms that they're working on a handheld, which is maybe years away. And then the other big thing that they were saying with this too is that there's no red line for any Xbox game to come to PlayStation. And I think this makes a lot of sense too. That I saw somebody break down about, well, look at what they're doing with arguably their two biggest original IPs of Halo and Gears of War. They're both bringing both of those franchises back to day one of like prequels or remaking the original, however you want to say it. Point is, this is the original version of the franchises before continuing them on to where they're the perfect introduction for hardcore PlayStation fans to get into that series. And so I think that makes perfect sense of, even though they're not explicitly saying it, Halo and Gears is ending up on PlayStation.
Here's what I think they should do. First of all, I'm surprised that we haven't gotten some sort of Gears collection like we have Master Chief collection yet.
Rumors is that they might get one. But
so if we get that, I feel like if we get an announcement of that, then we'll get an announcement of Master Chief collection going to PlayStation, and then we'll get an announcement, because at the same time we'll get an announcement that Gears collection is coming, and it's coming to both systems. So I think that would be the smart way for them to go about it. Obviously, you want to make sure with when you announce Master Chief Collection coming to PlayStation, do some fucking betas, guys, so you can make sure the servers for crossplay work fine. Like tell people on PC and Xbox that, hey guys, there's PlayStation beta players in your games this weekend, So I didn't make sure they do that, but I think that would be the way to put them on PlayStation, is doing it that way.
Yeah, 100%. It'd be interesting to see how all that happens. Who knows what'll happen? My big thing though is like, they'll definitely all be time exclusives on Xbox. But I think where they're really shooting themselves in the foot with Indiana Jones is announcing the planned release date for PlayStation or window before its official launch on Xbox. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like they're really It's like. And the other thing that kind of hurts indie too, that like I don't want to get too much into it, but like December's overall not a good month to release games in, and
November or October generally is.
We have a lot of games coming in December this year.
This year we do.
I'm trying to think of what else there really is, but
I know
indie. Oh yeah. And then the Soul Reaver collections.
Soul Reaver collection, but there's some others as well. Hold on, let me look them up as you're continuing talking.
Yeah. No, just December is not known to be a great place because it's like, well, Game Awards just occurred, and so it's like
Warhammer
for indie to
even
be
for next year
to indie even. Well, yeah, but that's a year of having to remember about indie. And then all the judges are going to have to deal with recency bias of all the other games coming out.
Yeah. So
it's just not a great window for games to come out. Unless if it's like a game that just blows it out, like Smash Bros. That one year, because it's Smash Bros. Of course, that would get best fighting game year after.
We have the Game Awards, so who knows what will get announced?
Yeah,
or shadow dropped.
That's the thing. We about a month away for till Game Awards, so sooner than later voting will begin for all that stuff. I don't know when the deadline is, but some games are just going to be just barely be making it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I'm interested to see what takes Game of the Year this year.
Yeah. But what do y'all think about Xbox handheld coming eventually, though? Since that's just quick thoughts as we get through this.
Yeah, I think it's too late. You got
I'm the same
xCloud
way.
on mobile. Like, why do you need a handheld?
People already have backbones they can buy for their phone.
Create the technology that you can play your games on xCloud.
Keep improving
the ones you
mobile
own,
side.
which is what they've said that they're going to start trying doing. Yeah, improve xCloud. Don't build a handheld.
Because I think we've seen enough of the last few proprietary handhelds that come out. They generally don't do as good. And the way I see it is, if they're having enough time, a harder time selling Xbox consoles against PS5, how do you think they're going to do? I mean,
well,
in a world where we live with
this
Steam
is years
Deck,
away. Remember that this is years away.
Yeah, in a world where Steam Deck exists, Valve is just going to do better. I hate to say it, they are. They're going to put out a product that's a better PC in your hand than what Xbox is going to offer you.
I think, isn't there someone else who's made an even better one, like Asus?
Well, no, they've made
Lenovo has one.
Yeah, no. What you're thinking of, Chris? I can't remember what it's called. Like
Asus
the AROG, right? AROG,
yeah,
AROG or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
ROG
like a good
Allies.
second place.
Yeah.
Steam Deck is still the best.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Steam Deck is easily the best.
ROG is like the more price friendly option.
And
I think that's
ROG
good.
actually stands for, folks, Republic of Gamers. It's actually what my motherboard is a ROG motherboard. So if you get a ROG motherboard, just make sure that you turn off all the power fucking shit for your NIC card.
Yeah. My big thing with it with this though is that and I'm not going to say it'll necessarily fail, but it's you need to figure out something to make it stand out versus the other stuff. Because you're talking about competing, because we're talking about the Steam Deck, but not only that, what I feel like is the bigger thing to face up against, even though it'll be related more to it, is the Switch successor, since it's
about
also
to come out.
likely, and so because that'll always be, no matter what the hardware is, Switch, and likely its successor will remain on top because it's
the only thing I could see
family-friendly
is if
thing.
they do an exclusive thing with Nintendo when they made the deal when they were buying Activision Blizzard, where you put a Call of Duty on both of the handhelds. I could see something like that. But really, the other problem that Phil Spencer and crew are doing right now is they're trying to outsource a lot of their exclusives to other platforms now. So what's going to be the draw to a new handheld? There's nothing there.
I'm sure they'd make games internally specifically for
they would
the
have to.
handheld.
And I will say the one good thing they did is they bought King, and King does a lot of mobile.
Yes, exactly.
But you got to have more than just King.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
We were talking about December releases. Path of Exile 2 actually comes out in early access.
Yep.
They just delayed it. Wait, was it to December when they delayed it, or was it into the new year when they delayed it?
Maybe they delayed it in the new year, yeah.
Because that had a recent delay not too long ago, because I'm looking right now.
Yeah, December 6th. It was supposed to be in 2 days. And they pushed it to December 6th. So
that's what it was. I can't remember the time
we'll be
framing,
checking that out.
Well, it's a paid early access is what it
when
is.
It hits, I was going to say when it hits full access. I was going to say
they need something to draw in that would be, I would say, handheld specific.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see what kind of technology they'll add to it, and
well, I think their whole idea of it is you can take Game Pass on the go is going to be the selling point of it.
Sure. So then it's got to have
have internet connection constantly.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Wi-Fi.
It's not like a Steam Deck.
Yeah. Now, there is a chance you can do built-in network and have them partner with a cell phone provider, but then you have to usually pay extra, and then that would be get Game Pass Ultimate, which also includes mobile. data, you know.
And your price will continue going up every few months.
Yeah.
As the mobile provider decides on a whim what they're going to set your price point at.
Yeah. All right. Next thing.
This will be a good thing to end on.
Well, we have two things.
Oh, we have two things? Okay, so wait, then, yeah. Wait, what's, hold on, let me look at the document.
I switched the last two things around. So, anyway, what we're doing, anyway, what's next, though, is yesterday we got, right, was it yesterday or the day? Yes. No, 2 days ago, we got the announcement from Fortnite. This is not a drill. OG is coming back and is here to stay, relive Battle Royale from the start and explore the OG map, collect OG loot, and relive OG seasons, drop back in on December 6th. In other words,
December 6th again.
Yeah. In other words, Fortnite's figured out a loophole, guys.
Mini seasons.
They figured out how to finally give the people what they've wanted for a long time.
It's mini seasons is what it is.
Yeah, so rumors is that they'll be like month-long rotating through the OG seasons. Their passes will come back. And this is really interesting because in one of the, I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but in one of the updates not too
2016, I think.
What?
You have no idea what he was going to say. You have no idea what he was going to say.
What I was trying to say is that in one of the big Fortnite updates, I want to say within the last season, randomly in like the like shop files or something, a bunch of old assets got added of older battle passes from chapter 1, and people are like, what the hell does this mean? And so
now it makes sense.
And now it all makes sense. This is how you're able to go through
how the tiers are going to be.
It'll be very interesting.
Yeah. Wait, go down.
Because I think,
is there an image? What's that image right there?
No, this is just a mock-up of older stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be really interesting, though, because an idea that they are supposedly floating around is, well, you have a crew membership, but they may look into like a higher tier version of crew membership where it includes passes to multiple things. So there could be like a crew ultimate thing where instead of $10, say maybe it's $20, but you also get the Lego music and maybe potentially these OG passes as they go.
That would be worth it, then.
Depending on. Now, if it's giving you all that, I mean, it would just depend, right? But like, say $20 and it's all that stuff as you go.
That'd be worth it.
So,
that would be worth it for sure.
Theoretically, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the price, but that's the idea of that. There's talks of them exploring a higher tier version of the crew, so you can have like a base and a higher tier. So, yeah. Fortnite OG returns December 6th, as that is a big day. As well as I believe it's on December 1st is when the new chapter 6 begins. Yes. So these are running tangential with each other. Do we know what day? Do we know what day the Game Awards is on?
Yeah, it's on.
It's
8th,
15th.
No, it's on the 7th. Sorry, 7th.
Okay.
7th.
All right.
Thursday the 7th.
And this is on a.
Is it the 7th?
Yes, it's the 7th.
12th.
The 12th?
Yeah.
Wait, it's on a Tuesday now?
That's what it says here, December 12th at 7:30 p.m. Yep, on their Instagram it says the same.
Oh, so they changed it. It was the 7th. They must have. Yep, there it is, the 12th. So it's the 12th, which is and
it's the 10th anniversary.
That's a Tuesday. We might be. I might have. We might have.
I won't be here that night.
Yeah, and we have D&D, so we'll just cover it on the podcast the next day.
Yeah, we'll just cover
do a pod
the
next day. That
whatever.
Sucks. It's on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday this year. I liked
having it on the weekend. That was always nice.
No, it was on a Thursday. Is when it was last year, and she's been on a Thursday for the past couple of years.
That's how I remember it. Is a Thursday affair. All right.
Yeah. Any day now we're getting the nominees, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we got one last thing, guys.
Don't get too excited.
Guys, into your browser, search up wicked.com. Oh wait, sorry.
Don't do that. Unless
don't do that unless you're into that.
Unless kids aren't around. Oh no, I mean it's porn. Any adult should be into porn. If you don't like porn, then you're a prude. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not scared to say it. It's true. If you're an adult with hormones and a sex drive and you don't like porn, there's something wrong with you.
Wow. All right.
And
You're
I'm
there
not
first,
saying
guys.
everybody has to like every kind of porn. That's why there's different kinds of porn, folks. But Mattel made a boo-boo. Whoopsie daisies.
Sure
So
did.
the website for the movie is wickedmovie.com. However, on the toys, they wrote wicked.com. Now, we won't go there on this stream.
Nope, we don't want to get our stream taken down.
And the funniest thing is that it's attached to...
There you go. That's a
Oh, gosh.
friendly
Yeah,
version.
there you go.
Oh,
There's a friendly
boy.
version. But it's Ariana Grande's character, so it's even funnier that they took.
Well, it's
the
on
picture.
all of them.
I know
though,
it's on
but
all of
it
them, but
just-
it's funny that the picture that this person took is. So yeah, they made a boo boo, and they apologized, but man, I wonder, Patrick. I'm sure they're selling these at your Walmart.
Which is funny because I've been walking past these exact dolls every
Now I
day.
want you to go back
Not even
when you go to
knowing
work
it.
tomorrow. Check if they're
See if it's
there
still
still,
there?
or if they're still there,
I
and
will
if they
send you a
are,
I will
send a
you
picture, please. Yes, we need a picture. Absolutely.
Because I know exactly where
And
they're
Spencer,
at the
when you
store.
go to your
Whenever I see
Walmart
that shelf
next,
empty, I'll be
do
like,
the
"Oh,
same
I
thing.
know
And
what
when I go to
happened."
my Walmart next, I'll do the same thing, and we'll see.
It might
if-
actually be worth buying the doll just
It
to
might
be like,
be as a
this is-
collector's item, just
this
because.
is the
Oh my
effed
god!
doll.
And Amber loves this movie, loves this show. So in the movie, so it would actually. You're right. These are collector's items with the wrong. Like, think about how much.
Yeah,
yes,
that's big in the con
exactly.
circuit.
Yeah,
Is
that's what-
misprints and
that's
mistypos.
That's
things
Matthew
like that.
Coburn.
They're worth big
Collector's
money.
pricing. Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
So-
remember the time the doll that linked to the porn website
That was for a family-friendly movie.
for a family-friendly Disney movie?
and
It's
not
not
just
Disney.
any, but one
not
that's as I
Not
say, it's
Disney,
not
but
Disney.
yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah,
Definitely not Disney.
Universal. It says there. So
Well, supposedly it's known to be like great though. Like I've only heard great
It's
things.
supposed to
about
be
it so
amazing,
far.
and Ariana Grande is supposed to
Yeah.
be really good in it. I am trying to get Amber is like, I don't know if I want to go see it because I saw the play and I saw it on Broadway and all. I'm like, this is supposed to be like, because you can do so much more on film.
I actually have a family member that got to see it early. He gave it high praise.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So yeah, that's I've heard good things. It's a shame that Mattel did this, but it's good actually. Hey, maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe Wicked, the people at Wicked were like, "Hey, do this on purpose, and we'll get free publicity for it." That's not what happened, folks. Mattel is
Yeah.
apologizing hardcore. They didn't think about it. They're like, "Oh, it's got to be Wicked.com." Look,
somebody at QA should have caught that though.
absolutely.
This place, the site it links to is from 1993. Was when they first formed.
Yeah, and look, they've got Black Widow XXX, Captain Marvel XXX, and Axel Braun parody. Who the fuck? So Mattel said Mattel was made aware of misprint on packaging of the Mattel Wicked collection dolls promptly sold in the U.S., which intended to direct consumers to the official movie.com landing page. We deeply regret
Consumers who. Oh yeah, go on.
We deeply regret this unfortunate error and are taking immediate action to remedy this. Parents are advised that the misprinted, incorrect website is not appropriate for children. Consumers who already have the product are advised to discard the product packaging, or obscure the link and may contact Mattel customer service for further information.
Side note: buy all the dolls and sell these on the con circuit.
Hell yeah.
You know this what this is reminding me of? It's like the modern day version kind of the Little Mermaid VHS.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
It is. It definitely is. Definitely is.
Yeah.
What was that we said earlier, Chris? Merchandising.
Merchandising. Just the tip. Matthew Coburn
Wicked
says
the porn doll.
Wicked and musicals are
Look at the
not his thing.
soundtrack.
Wicked the musicals. Wicked the musical, not his thing.
Talk about a
Now,
crazy.
Wicked the porn site might be his thing. Wicked the flamethrower.
Wicked the satchel of oranges.
Oh my gosh. Well, there we have it, folks.
Well, folks,
Wicked the flamethrower.
we're gonna end it on that. We had a bunch of other
I like
topics
it,
we could have
Matthew.
gone over, but yeah, we've wasted 3 hours of your time, so we're not gonna get into anything.
And you know it's bad
else.
when I fall asleep.
Yeah, and Patrick's fallen asleep once already, so we don't want to have it again. So, folks, let me put us back. There we go. Oh man, thank you for hanging out and enjoying us rambling.
And apparently not wearing red shirts, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a blue shirt. You're wearing a black shirt. You're wearing a.
We're against our own brand tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. No, our new shtick. We didn't do anything. Damn it, King Dingus. God
Well,
damn
we'll
it.
get to it later on.
For those of you guys who don't know, he's supposed to make all the decisions now.
He's King Dingus. And Patrick's his left-hand man. I'm his right-hand man. Which fits
Take that
perfectly
as
for
you
the last
will.
story we just covered.
Yep.
Ayo.
It also helps when Andrew number 1, Andrew number 2.
Oh my god.
Good night, folks.
Jesus.
Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.